Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brewbuilt X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brewbuilt Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brewbuilt line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brewbuilt X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brewbuilt Conicals. You can trust Brewbuilt with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brewbuilt at morebeer.com.
Feels like work. Shooting the shit for 2 hours, drinking beer and talking beer. What a wonderful experience.
Can we not have the barf bucket near my mixing board?
I think everybody could read the book.
I knew you were going to use this book as an excuse to quit doing this show.
Mrs. Bub, if you want, I can mail you the Bub Timer.
Yeah, Newcastle, especially in the can. Have you ever had it in the can? No, I have not had it in the can.
Notice I closed my eyes and I concentrated really hard.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Good evening, everybody. This is The Session. Your bass is not turned down low and your treble is not too high. It is I, in fact, JP, hosting the show tonight. Apparently Justin is sick, which, coming off the last few shows, it would surprise nobody in this room that he's not feeling up to living, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Or his feet dead?
His feet might be dead, but the rest of his body's trying to follow.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like. No, I think he has a cold or something. He texted me late last night and was like, sorry, Bev. You there?
Yeah.
All right. He was like, if this cough isn't getting any better. I'm like, huh. Okay. Yeah, have another cigarette. But anyway, no, I hope he gets better, of course. He has, fluid in his lungs, which isn't like bronchitis.
The black lung.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Vitamin B taking.
Wouldn't that be amazing if his doctor's like, you're taking way too much vitamin B, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, so anyway, Jay's out, and of course we wish him all the best, because there's way too much pressure going on in this chair. But we're here. Tasty's here. The great Warrenini is here.
Who's that?
It's you.
Warren, I'll fix that.
You're like a magician. Why are you taking apart your headphones, dude?
Because they're not working.
What are you doing?
I was trying to get a different one.
That's why you're the great Warrenini. You're doing magic on your headphones there.
Do these ones work?
You think Baba Booey ever has to do his own repair work on his headphones?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know that these are working either.
Well, you got to put them on.
It's either that box or your head.
Yeah, can you hear us now?
You hear me now?
Oh, now I can. I'm not wearing any.
Then there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. We can eliminate anything. Now we're down to one problem.
Okay.
One possibility.
Yeah, that's all right. I like. Yeah. I like how Bev didn't trust your ears.
Okay,
right.
Well, they weren't working. You have to turn them up super loud.
No, okay.
Oh. Yeah, that's really loud. I think you're deaf.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Monday.
We got it worked out. I can hear now.
We got it worked out, yeah.
On Monday like that, yeah.
And I want to thank More Beer, who are the people who allow us to talk like this on the radio for a living. Thank you, everybody, at morebeer.com. If you guys want to grab something to homebrew with or some things, do the things. I don't know. Whatever. Morebeer.com. They have absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home. They really are the homebrewing champions of the Bay Area and the world, as a matter of fact.
They do a lot for other groups besides ours. They really do.
They really do.
See them everywhere, donating a lot of stuff and really, helping homebrewers out.
Yeah, I like those guys. I like those guys. I'm moving soon. And I texted Chris, and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to come raid your boxes. And he goes, yeah, sure, yeah, come on over. So I drove all the way out to the Pittsburgh location, and I met Chris. And I'm like, hey, I'm by the loading dock, which never had to say that before at a homebrew shop. I'm by the loading dock.
Yeah.
Chris finds me, and he comes to, like, the bin where, in the giant, Walmart warehouse or whatever, where he has all the boxes, and I'm digging through them. And he's like, I know we have more out in the back, but, they're in the dumpster, and they're locked. We have 3 dumpsters now for cardboard, and they're all locked, and I don't know the combinations. And I'm like, that's how you know you've made it, is when you don't know the combination to the trash bin. Yeah, like, you don't need to know.
Of your 3 dumpsters.
You don't need to know it, man.
Yeah, and a loading dock. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, and because if Chris knew the combinations, he would be doing stuff. That's Chris's problem. Like when I was there, our whole drive was like to separate Chris from doing stuff.
Because if he tweeted too much, we deleted his account.
Yes,
I get it.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Because he has a specific skill set, and we want him to focus on that to drive the company and do all the tech and do all that kind of stuff, right?
Probably too many jobs there.
Yeah, but he'll get distracted by like helping out with the trash and doing all the stuff, and it's like, you can't have it. So he's really stoked about it, and I'm happy for him. So it's pretty cool.
So did you go dumpster diving?
I didn't have the combination. He didn't have the combo.
You couldn't even climb in the top.
So
no, it's locked. So they close it and lock.
Oh.
You're
and
getting used boxes. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, I'm not trying to buy used boxes, man. That's crazy.
I have a ton. This makes me really happy. I have 1 million boxes that I've been trying to get rid of and pawn off on somebody from when I moved.
Yeah.
They're yours.
Great. Why do you still have them?
Because Sam...
Why is it always Sam? Every answer starts
Sam
because
needs a fort.
No, yes.
Well, you can't throw it away. You have to keep it.
Sam is like... First of all, we paid for boxes, which is stupid. Don't ever do that.
No, God.
And he's like, well, we're not going to stay here forever. We're going to move again. Meanwhile, our house is much smaller, and we have no storage space. So right now, they're neatly stacked behind a bookshelf in my upstairs hallway.
Okay.
You've got an extra 6 inches back in your house.
It's so ridiculous. They're all yours.
Great. Give me your 6 inches, Bev.
You can have it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Over and over.
Done and done. Repurposing here today.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
I'm actually super happy, too, to get my 6 inches.
Somebody's smiling here. Justin,
sounds good. Oh, the JJ. Hi, JJ. I haven't seen JJ in a long time.
How many of those are there?
Okay, before we get started, I do want to talk to you guys about supporting us. Not only does More Beer support us, but we have a lot of other ways to do that, too. You can go to, what's the link? Tasty, you're an expert at our store link.
Oh, right to the store?
Yeah, why not?
No, I just go to thebrewingnetwork.com and then click on community, and then there's a thing up there. It's a store.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah, check out the forum or something, too. It's kind of dead over there. I know.
It is getting kind of dead. Yeah. We need to do that. But anyway, support us. Buy some cool merch. TheBrewingNetwork.com. And like Tasty said, figure out the store on your own goddamn time. Also, our Amazon link is up there, too, if you want to buy through Amazon. And that helps us, buy new equipment, like buy Warren some new headphones.
Yeah. Well, these ones work for now.
Okay, but they're super loud.
Yes.
All right.
What?
I don't know. Today's show is going to be cool. We have Marshall from Brulosophy on again.
Oh, Marshall, he's great.
Not only doing one round of tasting, but we actually have 2 separate experiments to try. One is from his series called the Hop Chronicles, which I believe, if I'm not too stupid to remember, is using one hop all the way through. And then we taste it, and we have another survey to do. So during the first break...
Which was just emailed to all of you.
Perfect. So your live listeners will have a couple songs while it's apparently a little bit more involved than the normal like triangle tests.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do that survey, get Marshall on, and talk to us about the Hop Chronicles and what he's done before. Like I was reading one that he did with Magnum and trying to, basically just see where it's really appropriate. Is it really only appropriate for bittering, or can you use it for, any late hop additions? And that was pretty cool to read, actually.
Yeah, it's interesting. To get a little hard focus on something, a small one aspect like that. That's great.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially on the homebrew level. I mean, there's a lot of breweries that do it, but who knows what they do? Our equipment is very different from commercial equipment. Our yield is very different. So, on a homebrew level, I think it's pretty important. So, we're going to be going through that, and then the second segment, we're going to be doing actually one of the experiments, the triangle test for something. I don't know exactly what it is. But that's the point, and then we'll talk about that. Yeah. And then,
it's the Blue Cup.
Yeah, just that's what you're going to guess.
Oh, we're picking now? I'll go with the red.
For picking now.
If I had to go random, that's what I'm going to choose.
I got to go green. That's
okay, hey, one of us is going to be right.
Marshall, we're done already. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning into the session.
That app? I got to put my answer.
Yeah, let's play the outro and get out of here. No, so that's going to be fun. I like Marshall. He's a good time.
So, is it Magnum today? Do we know
it's not. No, we don't know what hop.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we know what hop. No, we don't know what hop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that part of the test?
I think that's what it is. We're like, we don't know what we're testing or what we're tasting, but I think there's going to be like, what notes do you pick up and kind of descriptors.
Okay.
I think. I haven't looked at the survey, so I really have no idea.
All right.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be fun. I like this kind of shit. Although I'm drinking this what is this called? The
Excise man?
Excise
man?
Yeah, from Societat. From Society.
Exercise man?
And it's a dark lager. It is roasty and has some hops, so it'll be interesting to drink this against whatever Marshall gives us.
Hopefully it's dark and roasty like this one.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Okay, let's do some feedback.
Feedback.
What do you think of that? Doc still hasn't sent me that
we don't have
song,
music,
dude. We don't have music.
We have a sponsor.
We might have a sponsor. Beer Law Center. Thank you, Tasty. Look at you. John at thebeerlawcenter.com. You know, I'm going to sign your name to this, Tasty, because you reminded me.
Give me the money.
Yeah.
Oh.
I give you the money. Beerlawcenter.com. John protects our trademark. He can help you protect yours, and he can also help you file for one, too. John's a good dude, and he supports us, and he loves us, and we love him, so there you go.
Speaking of Doc.
Speaking of Doc. Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Welcome. 11 years, and you still can't remember to turn the microphone on.
Well, he hasn't sat down yet.
I figured you
we should
turn me
let him
down
sit down.
anyway.
He also didn't put his hat on the right way, so...
Oh, man. He's been watching too much Samuel L. Jackson.
It's the new way.
Riding the motor
Who
car.
put all these snakes on this motherfucking plate?
Who put all these motherfucking snakes
Is that
in
a
this
Sears?
motherfucking studio?
Is that a seersucker Kangol hat?
What?
I don't know.
Looks like
Looks
it.
good on me, though.
Well, maybe.
Penis jewelry.
We're going to do some feedback, Doc.
Oh, wait. I need to hear the feedback. I can't plug in. I don't know.
We don't have it. We were just talking about that.
Plug.
All sorts of information. All sorts of things that are wrong.
Hey.
Lupe's
give me
giving
no
him
shit.
Yeah, Lupe's giving him shit.
Look, it was in the bin.
Sorry, I would have had that out, but I had
Well, now we're gonna
literally
talk-
no idea he was going to be here.
Now we can talk about Loopy.
It's like
Ooh.
Christmas morning here.
Who else is going to show up?
All right, let's do some feedback. Are we ready, Doc?
I am ready.
Are you sure?
I'm seated. I've got a beer in front of me. I'm a happy man.
All right. This one is from Matt. He says, "Hey, my networks. Looking for some feedback in regards to what kind of hop varieties to grow on a half-acre hop farm. A buddy and me are planting around 700 hop plants and working to narrow down the varieties. Actually, they're rhizomes.
And it's Buddy and I.
Right. We are planning on Chinook, Cascade, and Columbus for sure. After that, it's wide open. Segue to Adam and Eve live read.
Oh.
Curious to get everyone's thoughts and or suggestions. All the really popular hop varieties for IPAs are trademarked. Thanks, Obama," he says. Any predictions where the scene is headed? Heavy, larger focus pointing to growing noble varieties, working out the Stout Porter Avenue, and grow more traditional English hops? Cheers from Matt. So I don't know, what should we make this numbnut plant?
Did he say where he was?
What's his zip code?
Hey, go against the grain. You
He
know
did not.
Who's growing traditional English hops? Nobody.
I assume he's in a good growing region.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, you could.
Well, we can't ask.
He's doing the stout and porter kind of thing, so why not?
Well, he's asking like if that's popular. I think he just wants to sell fucking hops to.
Oh, wait,
whoever's
half
gonna be.
acre.
So these are for
So
retail?
what?
Half acre, yeah.
Hey,
No.
No?
For one beer?
He can make some new friends.
Yeah.
well, okay. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest with you, he could work at a brewery. I'm just extrapolating. He didn't really mention that he's brewing anything, so I'm assuming that they're starting a hop farm together. Him and his friend.
Half acre.
Okay.
His buddy and him.
It's still a lot of work.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do wet hop beers.
Well, you can't pellet time. Well, I don't know. If you're like near in a like Yakima Valley, you could probably take your 12 or so strands of hops to get a pellet
Yeah.
on a short run.
Right, yeah.
It might
Otherwise,
take 15 minutes.
You're just whole hops, and you're going to have a half acre. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
he said 700 hop plants.
Yeah, but I'm not, a half acre. He's gonna how many? He can maybe like make 800 pounds of hops or something.
That's the most.
Dried? Yeah, not a whole lot.
Right.
Not even dried, probably. So it's a lot of hassle to dry.
Well, it sounds like he's doing it.
Right,
So,
so
do you have any recommendations
let's just talk about it.
for this guy?
Cascade, of course, is a great hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing Chinook, Cascade, and Columbus.
So I would say definitely go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Centennial, I'm pretty sure you can get rhizomes for.
Yeah, but if in terms of if like he's trying to like whatever, if you make something into the market that people want, that's really good. That's great, right? But I mean, I'm talking about I'm looking at it from like the standpoint of like making a beer, right? Like if I had a 2-hop Chinook and Cascade, I could make a nice like hoppy beer.
Mm-hmm.
And then likewise, if I wanted to make an English beer, I could use Cascade for that as well in small amounts. It doesn't have a very citrus character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would definitely do the Cascade.
Warren, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Columbus Cascade is a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I would add Centennial maybe. I think Centennial's a little bit more popular than Chinook.
Just go all C's.
Yeah.
At least in the brewing circles that I am in.
You force your way into
Right,
it?
that I wedge myself in and they can't get me out.
Yeah, I mean, Chinook seems pretty much like a early 2000s hop. Like, it was really popular in the 2000s.
It's so 2000.
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of been replaced by all these tropical nonsenses.
Yeah.
Right?
There's some lingerers, but I would maybe consider swapping that one out.
For what for?
Mow it under.
For Centennial.
So Centennial and Cascade.
Yeah, I think Centennial and Cascade, because I don't think you're going to have a hard time selling either of those.
Well, it's all about late hops. So yeah, those are good late hops.
Yeah, that aren't trademarked. I mean, the trademarking does make a big difference.
Definitely. Yeah,
because you can't get Amarillo.
Can't. Not a license.
Yeah. Is Mosaic trademarked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe he should start a hop breeding company instead of a hop farm.
How would that work?
Well,
making new stuff?
When two hop plants love each other,
yeah,
you have to
they cross-pollinate.
Yeah, he could be selling the kind of embryos.
Okay. Yeah, he could, right? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I guess he can do it at once.
It's a long-term investment.
But you don't have any predictions of where the scene is headed. I mean, there was just a report out about from like the Hop Growers Institute of the Wild West or whatever it's called, that kind of has all this information. So I would look online for any sort of hop production report. There is a Hop Growers Association. I would talk to them about what's popular. I would not rely on us because we don't know.
Well, and there is, I think, is it University of Oregon? There is a hop breeding program that is open to the public.
Okay.
That their varieties, I don't think they trademark. So you might be able to talk with them and maybe get some rhizomes that they're experimenting with and try growing them at your place.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Otherwise, you go. USD will give you the rhizomes. USD will give you the rhizomes, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can buy them right from them. Yeah.
I kind of want to start the show over because I just started the archive a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, not good.
But it's fine. I'll splice it together. I'm sure.
I mean, it was really good radio.
It was amazing.
The first part,
Probably the best ever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You got
probably the best
you got
ever.
moving boxes now. Think about that.
Right?
People don't even know you got moving boxes.
They don't.
Oh,
and
well, now they do.
Never. I don't know. I mean,
where'd you get them?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
They grow on trees, apparently.
Oh, maybe Bev has some.
Maybe. I'll ask her.
Well, we got to talk about Chris Graham again, just for no other reason.
That's true.
I love that man.
I talked about him today.
You did?
Oh, I did. Twice, actually.
Oh. There you go. This next one is from Paul from Queensland. He says, "Good day, guys and Bevo. I'm one of your many Australian listeners. I've recently rekindled my love of the session and want to thank JP for his bloody great effort, apparently, as host, as well as his Netflix recommendation for Sour Grapes. I now hate wine people more. Keep up the good work." Yeah, that movie, it's about this Asian dude who was like counterfeiting wine.
Oh, I saw that.
Like high-end, expensive.
The label printer guy.
Yeah. Well, and they eventually busted him, and they went into his flat, and it was like just all these labels soaking, and he just buys lots of other labels, and anyway, just blends other rare wines in to make these super rare ones.
Yeah, and he had formulas written.
Yeah. It's so crazy, man.
Yeah, and he made a lot of money.
That guy's a dick. If you want another one, I would recommend Redemption, which is about Jake the Snake, the wrestler in the WWF. That is a rad movie.
Oh, there you go. Recommendation of the week.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll the thing.
I gave it a 4.8 out of 5. 4.8 bald heads out of 5.
Great.
How many bald heads?
4.8.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's pretty good, right?
Like, you know, when you're talking about bald heads.
It's pretty good.
4.8, that's a lot.
I'm part of that group.
It was
too
good.
many people get that.
Dude, watching at the end of it, I teared up.
Do you have to be a wrestling fan, or will it touch everybody?
It might help if you were a wrestling fan. Like I used to watch Jake the Snake wrestle, but you know, it's still touching.
A moving story is a moving story, regardless of the character development.
Yeah, I mean, he was a crackhead, and then anyway, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Wow, thanks for the recommendation.
I'm sure you're adding it to your queue right now.
It's in there. Yeah, well, I'm backed up.
Hold on.
I don't watch a lot of television.
Yeah.
So I've got I got series and series after.
What do you do during the day?
Just computer shit.
Yeah.
Sleep, you know.
Just computer shit.
Computer shit.
Yeah.
Like computer shit, like sleeping.
Social media. I do a lot of sleeping.
Yeah.
Morning and afternoon naps.
Nice.
Yeah.
And a morning nap.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Huh. Isn't that just called bedtime?
Every dream is about sex. Every morning dream is about sex.
So what are the afternoon ones about?
You can dream about it.
I'm going to dream about some sex. It's like pretty cool.
What are the afternoon ones about?
Nothing.
Like candies?
I'm like dead.
No.
Really?
They're about his morning dreams.
Like
he's dreaming about
I think
dreaming.
I should be working.
That's probably true. I'm sure your clients don't listen to this.
Well, you know, I send them an email every morning, and they think I'm working, and that's all that matters.
That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Jay, I'm on it.
Like, hey, I'm on this. I'll check it in tomorrow. Bye. No, actually, I do like a couple.
You should farm it to your kids. All right. Farm out the work to your kids.
Pressing the
well,
button.
you can set times to send emails automatically, so you doesn't even need to farm it out to anybody.
You know what I've always wanted to do if I had a job to do this is get a virtual assistant.
Oh yeah,
like there's websites like My Man in India. No, for like $5 an hour, you can pay people to they have access to your Google Calendar, and they can do simple stuff like send your mom a fucking birthday card every year. Or send your wife flowers on your anniversary. Or
it's a real person.
It's a real person, but like you just communicate with them online.
Really?
Yeah.
And
and you can do stuff even like data entry or number crunching, and it's, like $5 an hour. And you're like, here you go.
Really?
Yeah.
Christmas cards.
Christmas cards. That would be great.
They do it.
Yeah.
What about like Valentine's Day cards?
Is that a holiday?
More than
birthday
any card.
That's not a holiday.
Any card you want, man.
Could they do the actual Valentine's date? Like go on it?
That would probably
and do the dinner?
be extra.
Okay.
What if you need excuses as to why you can't go, or you forgot it was Valentine? Can they make those excuses up for you?
I'm sure. I'm sure they could, yeah.
That might be $6 an hour.
You got to think, if they do a lot of this kind of stuff, they have experience, so they know how to get a guy out of a jam, if he comes home late.
Yeah.
His wife's mad at him, and he's,
I think that'd be great.
sleeping on the couch. You can go to your assistant and ask, like, well, what do I do now?
Hey, forge some document. Like, send me a memo that, like, it was good to have you in the meeting yesterday or something.
I was held captive by some
I think that'd be rad.
Yeah.
This one starts out saying, "What's up, douchecocks and Bebo?"
I didn't heard that one before.
That's a good one. I finally got the nerve to sign up and donate my measly $2 a month after hearing about Justin's failing health.
Thank you.
Hopefully, my $2 can do some good towards prolonging the life of a miserable prick who is seemingly already on borrowed time.
Oh, just put your $2 into the death pool, man.
I want to thank the Brewing Network for helping me to make better beer over the last couple of years. I started out listening to Dr. Homebrew. Wow. Never heard that before either.
Oh, wow. Started out that way?
Yeah, and after I devoured all of those episodes, I'm working my way backwards through the session archives, and I'm back to 2010. Bizarro Sam Calgione has me pissing in my pants.
Oh,
okay.
Or Andy Wood there,
yeah.
Thanks to JP and to the rest of the guys, I have passed the BJCP entrance exam, and I'm eagerly awaiting my tasting results, which I'm sure I passed. Congratulations, young man.
Nice.
We need more judges.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know.
It's a noble thing to do.
Yeah.
We're judging.
Also, recently, my club, the Iowa Brewers Union, or IBU, has nominated me to president because of my giant throbbing brewing prowess.
Ooh.
I listened every night, and just a week ago, I was going to get the mail when our dog ran out in the road and got hit by a car.
Oh, horrible.
Oh, sorry, I thought. As sad and as crushing as this was, afterwards, while I'm throwing him in a box to take back to our burn pile...
Well, you put him in a box. That's nice.
To throw him on the burn pile, you douches spent about 15 minutes on what Justin was going to do with Biscuit once she finally dies, including what positions you could taxiderm her in and what piece of furniture she could serve as. You sick fucks were still able to make me laugh with tears in my eyes, so for that I am forever indebted to you. Enjoy your $2 scumbags.
So he didn't pull it off the burn pile and
Apparently
get
not.
it embalmed.
Well, let's make sure we got the $2.
Right? Seriously, can't wait to meet you guys at NHC this year and be able to look you in the face and say, suck it, JP, because after all, isn't that what we are really paying for? Love you, JP, Justin, Tasty, Bevo, and Doc. In that order, apparently, Doc.
Ouchie.
And then everyone else after that.
Well, at least I got named.
There's nobody else, right?
Nope.
Well, nobody after me.
Cheers and suck it. That's from Tony.
Hey, Tony.
So, your dog got hit by a car, and you saw it. That's got to hurt.
It was crushing.
Yeah. This one is from Jeff. He says, Dear B and Asshats and Bevo. And yes, it's spelled Bevo. I've donated a few times in the past, but today I signed up to be a reoccurring donor. Calm down, he says, just a private first class. I mostly wanted to get emails about the BN party during the AHA Homebrewers Convention this June in Minneapolis. I'll forget that I signed up, so really everyone wins, which I guess he's saying that
winner.
He'll never stop.
Well, he's not going to cancel after NHC.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that Justin doesn't have any information yet to give out.
Probably not.
No.
Thanks for
nothing.
Thanks for the entertainment.
Nothing.
And the great brewing advice. Hope to see you all in the Twin Cities. Then he says, cheers. He goes, P.S. Here's a little something you guys might find interesting. Last weekend, the AHA held a wort giveaway and rally at Surly Brewing Company. This is the same wort that Surly is using for the commemorative beer for this year's AHA convention in June, giving the local homebrewing community a chance to brew the same wort many different ways to share at the convention. I know that's a really cool idea.
Nice little loop there. I like that.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun, man. Club night will be interesting this year, that's for sure.
For you?
For, I don't know.
They could put all those beers at one booth.
For you?
No, for the 20 people that bring that wort back. Made 20 different ways.
This is from Evan. He says, please continue the artfully articulated semantics of the Chechnyan banter, which you have impregnated into this already lovely show.
Oh, dear.
I gander to suggest you dedicate a minimum of 20 minutes per session to such explores. A cultural detour, let's say.
He wants 20 minutes in Chechnya?
Oh.
I think you should not do that.
In Chechnya, they don't have 20 minutes.
Well, also, I gander to suggest... he's trying.
Can you gander to?
He's gandering.
Brew long and ferment, Evan.
The guy's a Chechnyan.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Why don't we get a Chechnyan on the line?
Yes.
What?
Get cousin Latka back.
Just get a Chechnyan on. That'd be great.
That'd be fun.
Actually, one of the bad guys in the new 24 reboot is Chechnyan. I was like, oh man, Czech's hot. This is from Gay Kyle.
Oh, I never
Our friend Gay Kyle wrote in. We haven't heard from Gay Kyle in a long time.
Wonder if he's got
in
a
your
girlfriend.
mind, there's two Gay Kyles. Okay.
Really?
Gay Kyle says, you need to give Alex, the dude from Field Twerk, his own show. He sounds just like TJ Miller. I don't know who the fuck. Someone's written in before like that.
We've talked about this before. He's on Silicon Valley.
Throwing names out there, man.
Oh,
He's got curly hair.
Okay. Perhaps get Dave from Flat Tail as a co-host. That would be a beautiful train wreck. And then he says that I've been killing it as host, but whatever. Thank you.
I just mull right over that shit.
Suck it, Justin. Sincerely, Gay Kyle. Field Twerk. That'd be great. And then I think this is our last one. Yes, this is from Corby. He says, Dear JP and crew, and Justin, if you decided to come to work.
Obviously, it's not tonight.
Oh, wait.
This is Corby again. He says, Army guy in Bavaria. I have a question about bottle priming a double IPA. My post-boil starting gravity was 1082. I used Mangrove Jack brand MM4 U.S. West Coast yeast. I don't know what that means.
Dry yeast.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, he says he has a hard time getting white labs shipped over there. My question is about attenuation. Am I facing a potential problem? Is it possible that the yeast will reach its maximum attenuation alcohol resistance in the fermenter, and then when I try to bottle prime, have nothing happen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A second question. If I use a fast ferment, it's a 7-gallon plastic comical. I love it, but I have a doubt. Do you think that I could be getting oxygenation because it's plastic? Have you heard anything about that?
No, not really. Especially in the fast ferment, you shouldn't.
That's pretty thick plastic.
Yeah, you're not going to leave it there very long.
Yeah.
If you're doing, a wort with that kind of specific gravity, the OG, that's stressing the yeast right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. I like adding, the sugar and then other adjuncts after you're starting to ferment. Let them get attenuated to where they are, and then add the stuff after. But if you just throw especially if it's the yeast you don't even know about,
right?
Into what did you say, a 1082 or
1082?
That's pretty stout, And if you do that, they're gonna stall out probably, and you're gonna end up with a high finishing gravity probably.
And yeast are dead.
Yeah. And then the yeast are dead.
So he should be adding a bottling yeast.
Well, you should do the normal things when you're making a strong any beer. Make good size starter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pitch
oxygenate.
Yeah,
the first day, and a beer this
do
big,
all the stuff, but
and oxygenate the second day.
He's probably going to be more crying about the high finishing gravity, let alone, whether it's going to be bottling or not.
I don't know.
If you finish with a high finishing gravity and you want a bottle condition, you don't need to add more sugar at that point. Just
right. I mean, I think he's specifically asking about he's implying if he should add more yeast because
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What kind of yeast? Just fucking anything, right?
You're gonna have to get a really good yeast pitch up, a stir plate, that kind of thing.
For bottling?
You listen to what he's doing, man.
I'm listening to what he's doing. Are you listening to what he's doing?
He's got a really high gravity beer. The yeast that he had in there pooped out.
I don't know if they pooped out, Doc. I think you're inferring a lot of stuff.
I've been there.
I know, but he's specifically asking what he should be doing for bottling. So we're going to assume that it's fermented just fine.
Okay, let's assume that even though it fermented just fine, you got to do a big pitch. I've done some Belgians that just
for bottling.
Bottling. They just didn't take off.
So you would pitch big for bottling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I assume he's got like 2 cases of bottles.
Yeah.
That are flat.
Yeah.
Now how do we get him where he wants to be from here?
I don't even think he's bottled yet.
So how does he know that it's not going to carbonate it when he does?
He's just asking if he's facing a potential problem.
He's talking about whether can he just
stop fermenting, or how does he know all the yeast died?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah. You guys.
I mean, unless he's already tried it didn't work. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know that yeast, but most times that yeast that you use for the primary ferment is pretty pooped out.
Okay.
By that point.
So he should not rely on the yeast in suspension like you normally would.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's such a high gravity.
That's the answer. That's the answer. Got it. You good, Corby? And he says, P.S. Last time I wrote in, JP suggested I seek out Belgian beers, and Beardy responded, why, when there's such great German beer? Answer, he drinks so much of both. So there you go. Okay, that was your feedback. What do you think of that?
That was pretty good.
Nice.
It was okay, right?
No spam?
No spam. No.
Didn't have enough about you just glossed over all the JP stuff.
Yeah, it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel weird. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to be speaking with Marshall from Brulosophy. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Are you a member of the White Labs Customer Club? If not, you should be. It's the easiest way to earn free stuff for turning in your old homebrew labels from either Vials or Pure Pitch. All you have to do is save your labels and redeem them for things like free yeast, an exclusive White Labs t-shirt or sweatshirt, and even the opportunity to brew with the yeast man himself, Chris White. Signing up is easy. Just go to whitelabs.com/customer club, fill out the registration form, and then mail in your labels. They will return the favor by sending you awesome White Labs swag. Go sign up today at whitelabs.com/customer club. White Labs, pure yeast and fermentation since 1995.
The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Brewing great beer is a process of continuous learning, and the best books on every aspect of brewing can be found at Brewers Publications, with more than 50 awesome titles like Modern Homebrew Recipes by Gordon Strong, Designing Great Beers, the Ultimate Guide to Brewing Classic Beer Styles by Ray Daniels, American Sour Beers, Innovative Techniques for Mixed Fermentations by Michael Tonsmeyer, For the Love of Hops, The Practical Guide to Aroma, Bitterness, and the Culture of Hops by Stan Hieronymus, and Radical Brewing, Recipes, Tales, and World-Altering Meditations in a Glass by Randy Mosher, plus many, many more. These are the books and the authors with the knowledge to push your brewing farther than you thought possible. And you'll find them all at fine homebrew and book retailers everywhere. And visit the website at brewerspublications.com. Brewers Publications, all the best on beer and brewing.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Marin Brewing Company in Northern California has been making award-winning beers for more than 25 freaking years. Today, I want to tell you about their new 12-ounce cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale. The good stuff. Mount Tam is bright gold, 5.5% ABV to keep you feeling good, and has been winning awards since 1989. If you're visiting the Bay Area, get your butt out to Marin Brewing Company. They pour tasty beers and serve great food every day until midnight. Come in for a tour, stay for the food, and pick up a 6-pack of cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale to enjoy at home, camping, biking, or whatever the hell you do. Owner Brendan Moylan has this to say about Marin Brewing beers.
It's freaking awesome.
Marin Brewing has won more than 100 gold medals in international competitions. Check out marinbrewing.com for all their award-winning beers, food, and merch. Marin Brewing Company in Larkspur, California. Award-winning taste, refreshing finish. It's freaking awesome.
401-BEER.
It's time to talk beer and chew bubble gum.
And we're all out of gum.
The Session.
All right, thanks for hanging out, everybody. We're about to have Marshall from Brulosophy.com on. But before we do that, I'm going to talk to you about some shit.
Oh, yes.
What do you think? What do you guys think about that?
I like bedtime stories.
It's time for Tasty's early evening nap.
I never do an evening nap.
I think you get a cat. I think you're becoming more like a cat, where it's just the older you get, the more naps you take. You gotta gear up. You gotta rest for your midday snooze.
Is it just me, or is his beard getting longer?
His beard is getting longer. I think he's challenging you.
All the sleep I'm doing,
It's like Big Winkle kind of a deal.
Imagine me curl up in a half a ball all day, growing hair.
That's just all I'm doing. What am I doing? Growing hair.
If he's not trimming it,
that's what you should tell people. Like instead of taking, I was just taking a nap, or you just woke me up. Oh, I was just growing hair.
Just growing my beard.
Yeah,
you know?
It's better than doing nothing.
Have you guys seen what the free Brew Guru app can do for you?
Oh, they have.
Oh, yeah.
Built for homebrewers and beer lovers, the Brew Guru delivers sage brewing knowledge and money-saving deals at breweries, beer bars, and homebrew supply shops. I see more people posting from this app on Facebook now than ever. I think people are really, really digging on this thing.
Today, I wanted some information.
No one can hear you.
Yeah, your mic.
Because your microphone.
Hey, Doc. I was on there today, actually, Mac.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I wanted some information right there.
And you got the said information was delivered.
It was
sounds like a win-win, Warren.
It's like I have that app.
Was the information as ambiguous as you're being right now?
No. Never.
Okay. Got some information. What kind? I'd rather not say. But the Brew Guru app delivered
I used
it.
the goddamn app.
If you want information, you will get it.
JP always wants information.
I do. I'm like, I don't know, whatever.
Information whore?
You're like it.
It's on the prisoner. Yeah. Information. The American Homebrewers Association designed the powerful mobile app to help homebrewers and craft beer lovers explore the wide world of beer we all share. With Brew Guru, you can effortlessly, which is always takes tons of effort to say, find deals and save money on beer, food, and brewing supplies. Level up your brew IQ with hand-picked articles, proven recipes, and trusted resources from the American Homebrewers Association and the lovely Zymergy magazine, and the powerful brewery locator to find nearby breweries, tap rooms, beer bars, homebrew supply shops, and brew pubs. So check it out. Wherever you are, they will help you find some good beer. You can get it from your iPhone, your iPad, your iAndroid. You can learn more at homebrewersassociation.org.
We actually had somebody use it to get the pub discount last week.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah, a bartender came and was like, do you know what this is about?
Well, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Pretty official.
Give them 10% off.
You know what? I'm just going to... I mean, I'm an AHA member, but if I wasn't... Well, I shouldn't say this because this will be a good way to scam everybody. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Instead, I'm going to bring up... Marshall, I'm going to give you no information.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Marshall, are you here, my friend?
I'm here, my friend.
No, I'm your... Wait, you're my... Wait. I'm my own friend.
There's an echo.
I'm here, your friend.
Only friend.
I'm my best friend.
Yeah. How you doing, Marshall? Thanks for joining us, man.
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me on again, guys.
Hey, I heard that you've launched a podcast.
So that we are kind of launching it. We did the whole...
Because I'm about to hang up on your ass right now.
Yeah, you're welcome.
For stealing our
We have
gig.
a non-compete clause.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would come out at the end so that everything would be cool until then.
Wait, we just cut you right now.
That's not how it works here.
Let's
Nothing's
be
cool.
friends.
We
Let's
know
still
some
be
things.
No, we're all in a sinking ship.
Ours is not going to be anywhere near as awesome as your guys'. I promise you that.
Well, yeah, I'm not.
Well, we just recorded that little piece there.
Yeah. That'll be the promo, the opening.
We'll be all right. No, so go ahead, man. You're saying you're just rolling it out.
Yeah, we're just rolling out the podcast, the Brulosophy podcast. Right now, you have to search for it with the umlaut, which is cool and also really stupid.
How do you get the umlaut on your computer, bro?
This is how shitty I am at this.
Tell me about the umlaut again.
Yeah.
What's that?
Tell me about the umlaut again.
Shut up, Doc, not you.
Shirt terms.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's kind of the next big thing we're doing right now. But we're still going to focus on the website, and we're still going to publish as many articles as we usually do, which is 2 a week. One of them being an experiment, and we're doing this whole Hop Chronicles thing.
What's it going to be?
What's it going to be?
Yeah, you said
a word.
One with an X, and I've lost the middle part of that word. An X what? It ends with a T?
Experiment.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
An experiment?
It starts with a B, not a P. I don't understand. Experiment? I think it's experiment.
Yeah.
Just giving you shit. Are you dropping that whole experiment thing?
No. We're still doing it.
Okay.
I just try not to say it like that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're starting,
that's what I mean. I'm just giving you shit because I know last time we had you on, you're like, God, I should never have done that in the first place.
Yeah, I thought I was being genius, and then I realized that it's been used, 600 times before I came up with it.
Yeah. So. Well, dude, you're talking to a guy who has a podcast about Disneyland. It has a Z instead of an S. So
that is gangsta, dude.
I feel you awesome. where it comes to like, fuck, why did I thought I was being really clever at the time, and it's just now it's a pain in the ass for people to have to like search for it.
Well, and Terrence is on it.
And Terrence is on it, so there's
it's
that.
Fine.
So,
so what's your podcast called?
We're just calling it the Brulosophy podcast.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
There.
That's with an umlaut.
Well, good luck.
Maybe it's time to rebrand.
With that, my friend. I hope that you...
if we had a Twitter game, that'd be a good Twitter game. If
that's true.
Brulosophy rebranded, what should they call themselves?
Yeah.
It would be a good Twitter game.
I don't have a computer and my phone's about to die, so we can't do Twitter.
Well, that's all right, Marshall. So we're going to start off your 2 segments with us with talking about the Hop Chronicles. What's going on there? Give us a little intro on that, if you could, please.
Yeah, sure. So the Hop Chronicles is a project we started just over a year ago. It was sort of inspired by some stuff I saw some other dudes doing around the old internet. Matt Hombard has a website where he was making saison with a single strain, a single variety of hops, and then kind of evaluating it on his own. And I thought, man, it would be a lot of fun if we took that and had this panel of tasters that we usually get who have no idea what we're serving them to evaluate the beer in terms of aroma and flavor on all of these different hop descriptors without knowing what the hop was. And so that's what it's become. And we pump out the same types of charts for every single hop that we do. And I guess the ultimate goal kind of being that brewers are going to be able to kind of have a place to go and look to see what people who are drinking who don't know what the hop is actually think of the hop. So
that's crazy, man. So
that'd be a valuable thing. I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and so you can go on the Brulosophy.com and check out the Hop Chronicles. I was looking at it earlier today at the doctor's office, and I don't know why I told you where I was, and it was pretty cool. And so you take the results and you spider graph them out, right? That's what that little thing is called, right?
Yeah, the spider graph or the radar graph. That's probably the coolest thing that we get from it. But we also ask things like how what's the potency of the hop or how pungent the hop is. What types of styles of beer do you think the hop would work best in? Stuff like that. And so what we've been able to glean is that most people think every hop works well in an IPA and a pale ale. And
that's what I said.
Probably,
I knew not to say that just because of that.
Yeah, I did not recommend that.
Yeah.
Yeah, either do I. After that, I once you see kind of the IPA and pale ale ratings, I kind of, hush those a little bit and pay more attention to the other stuff. But probably one of the more interesting findings was when we had one of the guys do Czech Sots, and I'm almost certain the number one I think it was Saaz. Yeah, one of the top 2 or 3 styles was, German lager beer or something like that. So, yeah.
It wasn't IPA?
It was not IPA on that one, no.
Triple IPA.
This would be great in a Pliny clone, I'm sure.
It would be amazing. So how are you seeing these hops kind of break down? Are you noticing any sort of trends or maybe some different characteristics in these hops that we don't necessarily see on, like you go to a homebrew shop and they list kind of some of the descriptors, the common descriptors for each hop. Are you seeing some different things come out that we're just not really used to seeing?
Yeah, definitely. I think for the most part, the descriptors that we get from the big, the hop growers and all that in Yakima Valley and the Willamette Valley of Oregon and all that, they seem to be pretty congruent with what we're finding. I think probably the most surprising one has been, for me at least, has been the Centennial. When we tested out Centennial hops, that's such a classic. It used to be kind of the new hop, but it's become such a classic hop used by home brewers and craft brewers. And when we ran that one, the kind of the main thing people were noting was more of a spicy, earthy character to it. Not spicy like phenolic, but almost like cinnamon. A little bit of like a cinnamon type of spice to it, much more than the kind of fruity stuff or grapefruit that I was expecting from it, at least.
Wow.
So stuff like that. Now, yeah, it was really shocking. And one thing we have to keep in mind, I was talking with the folks from Hopsteiner about this, and they were saying that every year you're gonna get a slight difference in the same variety of hop. Mm-hmm. The yield from that year is going to be a little bit different year to year, and so just make sure to pay attention to that. But the Centennial one, yeah, definitely wasn't what I was expecting. And I've had beers made with 100% Centennial, a long time ago, and this was kind of a reminder of, the beer kind of tasted to me, it was similar to something like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It kind of had that sharper bitterness with a really clean hop character to it that wasn't punch you in the face, overripe tropical fruit that we're used to these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Even same year, farm to farm, you can have pretty significant variation.
Yeah.
And
right. Yeah.
I'm a big Centennial fan, and so maybe I noticed that one more so than others, but there's a huge amount of variation in what you can get in terms of flavors from Centennial of any given year, depending on where you're getting it from.
Cascade, too.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so many people are making it. It's not going to taste the same if it's
Are there some
grown everywhere.
Are there some varietals that are more prone to these larger shifts than others?
Well, I think it might be just because Centennial is available on the open market. It's not trademarked.
It's popular.
So anybody can grow. Anybody can buy rhizomes, and it can be grown anywhere.
So that means it'd be more Appalachians.
There's more farm,
more
growing
geographical
in
variation.
Areas. Okay,
yeah,
well, that makes sense.
Right. There's that kind of component of terroir, you know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it comes through. Yeah. So
I'm sorry, Marshall. On the like, for instance, the pungency that might be evaluated in a beer. That depends on how big the beer is, right? Like if it's a stronger beer. Do you make all these beers to the same basic IBU, BU balance? You know, like like what do you do?
That's a good question. So when we first started this back in August of 2015, the goal was to all of us who were doing this, of the contributors who were doing this, we're going to brew the same exact recipe, over and over again with just different hops, and it's always a single hop. We don't bitter with anything else. It's the same hop all the way through. What we started to find is that we wanted some variety in our own drinking, and so what we've kind of turned to is we will design a beer with one or two different malts. It's usually, for me, maybe up to three. Usually for me, it's like 80% two-row, maybe a little touch of Vienna and a whisper of Victory or something like that. Nothing that's going to get too much in the way of the hops. And then every single beer is brewed to about 1052 OG, and then bittered to no more than about 35 IBU. And that was something I learned. I went up to Hopsteiner for the harvest this year, and they have their sensory analysis lab and all that stuff. And we were kind of got into talking about how they do their hop analysis, and that's something that they've determined seems to help the hop character come through, is when the bitterness isn't getting too much in the way of the aroma and flavor.
Right. Now, in terms of value of the information, people don't typically make a single hop beer, or if they do use a hop, they use a different one, maybe like a typical neutral bittering hop at the beginning.
Right.
So, what if the hop that you're really evaluating is not really good for bittering? It's sort of like it has too much carryover and almost hides some of the flavor associated with the late hopping.
Yeah, and that was something I thought about as well. I mean, we did an experiment a while back on the whole cohumulone thing, a high coho hop versus a lower coho hop, and it was significant. So that could definitely play a part. Part of what we're looking at, though, is the entire palate, right? What everything this particular hop seems to impart to a beer. And so what I guess the original idea was that people who are reading these charts will be able to kind of take what we provide, the data that we provide, and say, okay, well, people are saying that this beer maybe was a little harsh or whatever it was, but super pungent in the tropical fruit, and that's what I want. So I'll use it later on in the boil, or maybe in the dry hop. The thing is, though, we've got there's most of the bittering is still coming. Most of the hops that we're getting these days, even with the sods, we're still bittering mostly after 30 minutes in the boil. So we're not hitting it too much most of the hops are coming in later in the boil, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So you say half late and half early? Would that be reasonable, something like that, or?
Oh, it's more than half that are coming in. Oh yeah, we're maybe, I think for the most part we're getting about 9 to 12 BU from everything before 30-minute mark. Yeah.
I see. All right, so the emphasis is flavor and aroma. So why not just do like a Whirlpool edition? Why not just emphasize those to see what the hop does?
Yeah, we actually messed around a little bit with that idea, and in designing those recipes, there are certain hops. There are quite a few actually hops coming out, some experimental hops that are low AA, which is surprising in this day and age. But we're talking like down at 5% AA and lower.
Because they're breeding for flavor and aroma,
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And if we're throwing just a bunch of hops at the Whirlpool in a 5 or 10 gallon batch, we're usually splitting these off and turning them into experiments as well. So they're usually 10-gallon batches. I mean, that'd require like 3 or 4 pounds of these hops, and we usually get sent a pound.
Sure,
so,
that's right. Yeah, I can't make enough beer.
Right, exactly.
Thank you.
Are you finding that you're having people write you and be like, "Hey, we're actually adjusting our recipes based on these Hop Chronicles"?
I've received, I think, 2 emails from professional brewers, smaller craft brewers, but from home brewers all the time who are, this series wasn't something I ever expected to really kind of catch on. I thought it would be just for the hop nerds, but it seems like I think people really like that spider graph. It kind of gives them something.
It is really cool, man. I started getting to those when I was learning about oak. Those are really big in the barrel scene. The spider graphs and shit. And I've always thought it'd be really great for kits, for beer kits, and for beers in general, because I'm much more of a visual person than if you just tell me words. I don't really care. I don't really listen to words a whole lot. But I think they're pretty cool, man. And I really like doing the experiment. So do me a favor. So walk us through what we did, because even though we just looked through 2 pages of questions, I forget every single thing. So how are these surveys set up? How are you asking us stuff? What are you looking for?
Okay, so our biggest, I wouldn't call it a argument, but when we really started talking about developing the survey for the Hop Chronicles a couple years ago, the big thing was how do we delineate whether something is aroma or flavor, and most of us have experienced smelling a beer and then having it taste different. And so what we also wanted to do was keep the survey short, and we had to kind of sacrifice that in order to get the best data that we thought was possible. And so basically what we do is we have tasters who we'll fill you guys in, we'll fill the tasters in on excuse me, on what the purpose of the experiment is. The beers are typically served in regular tasting glasses. We don't do the whole colored glass thing because this isn't a triangle test. And I try to fill them about halfway to leave a little room for your nose to fit into the glass. And we ask tasters right up front, don't taste these beers. I want you to smell the beer. You're going to answer, I believe it's 14 questions on really common hop descriptors. And then you rate how pungent or how present you feel that particular descriptor is on a 0 to 9 scale. 0 means that it's not present at all. You don't pick it up all. And a 9 would mean that it's extremely present, that it's very strong to you. And then as soon as people are done with the aroma section, they move on to flavor, and they just focus on the flavor and what they're picking up on their palate. Same scale.
Okay.
Now, the intensity or what do you think this hop would be good? What style would it be good in? Presumes that people know the styles or has drank enough beer that they can make some statement about intensity. So people filling out the survey matter. So or do they? You're saying, well, if somebody's really good, their answer is not weighted any heavier than somebody that has no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, right. We don't laud people for their experience drinking beer, and so what we'll typically do. Most of the data that's collected for all of the Hop Chronicles, most of the experiment data for that matter, is collected either at a homebrew club, at a craft beer pub who has invited us over to collect data, and they kind of announce it on their social network channels and all that stuff. Cool. So the people who are showing up typically know beer relatively well, but similar to with the experiment series, a part of what we're looking for is hold on.
Why?
Are you hearing noise? Because I'm hearing a really loud noise.
No, I'm not hearing noise.
Okay, it's gone. So anyways, a part of what we're looking for is what the regular person experiences, how they experience it. And I've never actually had we do these far fewer than we do the experiments. And with the Hop Chronicles, the ones that I've done, I've never had anyone, question, well, what kind of styles are there out there? And, most people are able to kind of pick out the ones they think it would work best with. But the assumption is that they can use what they're tasting and smelling to determine what they think it would work well in,
At the end, you ask how intense is it overall, mild, moderate, or very extreme?
I seem to have lost you.
Oh, are you there? Can you not hear us? Marshall.
Did I put him to sleep?
Hello.
Sounds like he was having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, he gone. All right, I'll message him. But what were you going to say, Warner?
I was just going to ask because at the end, after we rate from 0 to 9 and all the different characteristics, it asks how intense was it overall. So I was wondering if he uses that to kind of adjust the numbers, because everyone's spectrum might be different. They might prefer to use the numbers from 1 to 6, not actually use the whole spectrum.
Right.
So if they're just going 1 to 6, and then at the end of that they say, oh, this was extremely pungent, you then know that, okay, instead of 9 being their maximum, they were just using 6 as their maximum.
Marshall? No, he's gone. Look at that.
I thought I heard him a little bit.
Yeah, but he can't hear us, though. We can hear him, which is weird, but he can't hear us.
Once he made that loud noise go away.
I'm just going to tell him to try restarting. Well, that sucks.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys get a chance, head over to Brulosophy.com and check out the, if I can spell Brulosophy, and check out the Hop Chronicles. They're really cool. I think they're going to be, I mean, I want to use them because I know Marshall was saying, like, we want some different flavors. I know he was talking about malts and stuff, but I think these would be great for me because I'm just kind of stuck in my, here's, Northern Brewer and Willamette for my stouts, and that's... And which are great beers, but or great hops, but I wanted to just change it up a little bit. And I don't know.
Look at the diagrams for the hops you like.
Yeah,
work out the beers you like,
right?
And then as you look at other hops, you'll be able to say, that moves in the direction I'm trying to go.
At a lot of the homebrew websites, they just maybe put a few flavor descriptors in each hop description before you buy it. I would recommend going over to Brulosophy, and you get to look at the spider graph and kind of compare them visually.
Yeah.
So they might say woody. Well, how woody?
Right.
Compared to other hops.
Compared to what? Right.
Yeah, right.
Exactly right. They say that with like drinking wine or I guess with beer, like ratings. Like, don't worry about the aggregate or the culmination of everybody. Just find one or two people who rate the thing that you like and see if you have their same palate. And then you can kind of go for that because you're right. People do rate things differently. They have a different rating system. So I'm looking at the spider graph for Saaz right now. There's a citrus. People have scored it pretty high on citrus. Tropical fruit. I would never in a million years think that Saaz would kick off any sort of citrus or tropical fruit. Actually, people are showing more citrus than woody, and that's kind of one of the things that I would assume would be reversed.
Right.
It's very melon.
Yeah. And Saaz is also one of those things that it's grown in a lot of different areas. It's not all grown at one farm in the same region.
Yeah, there's a lot, when you go to pick variation. Them out, you get a lot of variation on what you're picking out.
Right, right. Buddy, you there?
I'm here. I have no idea what happened.
All right, no worries. Skype's weird sometimes, man.
Skype is super weird,
yeah. We were just marveling at the spider graph for Saaz.
Oh.
and how there's like a citrus and tropical on the spectrum there.
Yeah, right.
And melon. That's crazy to me. Are these people high or what?
Well, no. You have to remember that one of the things that we try to keep consistent is the hop schedule. So we're not hopping these things like you would hop a triple IPA, but we do. I think the best way to describe it is that we hop them kind of like you would like a early 2000s American Pale Ale.
So nice.
And yeah. But when was the last time you made an American Pale Ale with Saaz, right? So we don't really know what to expect from that hop when you use it in that kind of proportion. So,
are you using the same yeast strain for all of these?
The only things we'll use are notably clean yeast. One of the things, so we've used 001, US 05. 090. I think so far those are the only ones we've done. One of the things we recently decided was that if we're going to test out a hop like Saaz or a hop traditionally known for being used in a lager, that 3470 or WLP 800, something like that, is fine as well.
I'm seeing the note here where for the Saaz. Though perhaps it has a place given the fact that pale and IPA was the most common style participants thought it would work well with.
Right.
I always think Saaz and lagers. Most participants.
Yeah. Who did this one? Who wrote this one? Was that you?
I think that was Jake, actually. Who's in the chat.
All right. Yeah. That's pretty funny. I'll continue to use it in my lagers, but pale ale and IPA. Can you imagine? Here's my IPA. What do you got? Saaz and Columbus I'm really trying to go for that tropical citrus thing.
Yeah, they go together well.
Yeah.
Hey, but who knows, you know?
I mean, you don't ever know. I don't know if anybody has ever really done that. I'm going to throw a Saaz in an IPA.
I don't know. You know, there's this whole there's the IPL thing going on right now, which I understand.
Is that still happening? To me, that's early 2000s.
IPL? I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw one in the store just the other day.
Yeah.
Is it fresh?
And Imperial Pilsners, would that be kind of like
still?
Well, no, I'm saying those happened, and so you'd have a shit ton of Saaz in that.
Yeah, but I mean, like anything non-lagery. You don't really see that too often.
I don't ever think of it as Saaz for me as lagers.
Well, right, and I guess that's kind of why I was interested in this concept, because is that going to make you, let's say, Doc, break out of using only Saaz in lagers? Maybe would you ever try it in a stout or something like that? I don't know.
I think more, what else am I going to use in a lager? And substitute out the Saaz.
Oh, okay. Because you're lager man. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I like that.
I think some of the newer German hops like Hohmel, Hartel, Blanc, and Mandarin Bavaria kind of are combining that into one hop, where you do get a little bit of the noble, spicy, traditional Saaz and middle fruit type flavors.
You do,
with a little bit of some citrus.
Okay.
And they're kind of doing that in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ran Huell Melon through the Hop Chronicles recently, and citrus was the number one noted character for both flavor and aroma.
That hop is great.
Yeah,
I've never used it actually. That was Jake did that one as well. So,
wow, Jake's getting all the Kush jobs.
I know.
Is it just by happenstance that the abbreviation for the Hop Chronicles is THC, or is that just something you guys really dialed in on because you wanted to be hip?
It's totally for the hipness. It's just like experiments. we were really It was.
Well, you fucking nailed it, man. I'll tell you
that one was not intentional. And after I created the page, for the website for the Hop Chronicles, I think it was Ray, one of our contributors, mentioned to me, you might want to drop the. Just so it's HC. And I was like, why? Who cares? No one cares. I wasn't getting what he was talking about yet. And sure enough, I realized, a couple weeks later when we published our first one that THC was kind of already taken. Oh well.
So before we reveal the hop for this beer, the survey's pretty funny. Like you said, it's not funny. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Like you said, it's 2 pages. One's aroma and the other's a flavor thing. But you look at questions on a scale of 0 to 9. Please rate the intensity of the apple pear hop aroma. And then, these are the things: citrus, tropical fruit, stone fruit, apple, pear, melon, berry, floral, all that kind of stuff. Even pine, resinous, grassy, woody, onion, whatever. For me, going through, it was hard to not be influenced by those things. I was trying really hard to be impartial. Like earthy, woody, like that I didn't really get at all. But some of the other stuff, I'm like berry, but I would never have. So for me, it was writing a line between never having thought that I would be looking for berry, and then trying to find it. You know what I mean? If you hadn't said it, I wouldn't have got. God, that's really berry. But my vocabulary is very, very small.
Well, it's like when you're out drinking and you talk, and somebody say, "Hey, are you getting the vanilla in that?" And sure, as soon as they say that. Well, I am getting vanilla, right? So it sort of begs the identifying, which I think in some way is good, but is it really going to measure what's going to happen when John, just some random guy, drinks beer made based on this knowledge? What's he going to get?
Mm-hmm. You're right, and I was thinking that too, but then I think that the fact that they're asking them to rate that level will have them be a more honest answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're just tasting beer, like if we're judging beer, do you get the berry? Oh, yeah, for sure. And then you just write it, but now you have to put it on a scale.
No, definitely. If it says berry and I don't get any, I'm going to give it a 0 or a 1 or something.
Yeah, for sure. Well, are we ready to find out the hop that we tasted on this thing?
What happened there?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah. So the hop is...
Wait, I'm sorry.
I was going to say we should go around the room and say what styles we recommended it for.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah,
go ahead, Warren. Do it.
I put English styles. I thought it would go good in a bitter all the way up to ESB.
Okay. Tasty?
I got more tropical, so I went like a Blondale, American Blondale.
I totally did pale ale and IPA because I'm a total douche. But I also put like a German Pils. I thought it'd be pretty good in. And I also put Saison.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Say what?
Say what?
That's gonna.
Doc, what do you think this would go well in?
Hold on a second. I'm getting way sweet, kind of apricot-y stuff coming way into this.
Yeah.
I don't do I couldn't see the pale ale thing unless it's got some other things along with it.
Yeah.
To kind of ride with it. It's a nice hop. It's stone pretty. It's a floral. It's really nice.
What do you see yourself using that in?
It's really tough to say because we're tasting this beer. It's trying to say, well, would it be good in this other beer, like in a porter? Oh, I can't judge a porter with that in it, but pale ale would be good if we want to do that. Yeah.
Pale ale. All right.
JP wins again.
Thank you. I'm the winner. I'm the ultimate winner. All right, go ahead. Do your big reveal, please.
So I'll tell you this. It used to be an experimental hop. It's not very popular yet. The hop is called Laurel. So Loral. It used to be known as HBC 291, and it's from Yakima Chief Hop Union, I believe, grown at Haas Farms in Yakima.
291?
291, that's right. So
291, okay.
Yeah,
right.
the main descriptors, Doc nailed it pretty well, actually. It's floral, citrus, earthy, and spicy are the main things that they got from it.
I didn't get spicy.
I got the earthy, spicy, a little woody.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I get
Not too much on the stone fruit, any of the berry stuff like that.
I just got the stone for just kind of this person, mostly in the aroma.
Yeah, the fruitiness was mainly in the aroma, and the flavor it was mainly just, to me, spicy, earthy, woody.
Yeah,
I got tons of light stone fruit, peach, apricot, whatever, the apple pear combo, and melon, and kind of berry, like a white grape or something. I don't know. The grape is a berry.
I think the highest number I ever gave it was maybe a 6. It wasn't very strong, in my opinion.
No, it was pretty mellow. I think there were a couple, and I forget what they were now. A couple ones that came out the gate, like 8s, 9s, or whatever, for me. And then for the most part, everything was kind of in that middle zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I bounced around 3 to 5 for most of the flavors.
Okay. What was the name of this again, Marshall? Sorry.
It's Laurel. It's sort of becoming I've heard it talked about at least, or read it talked about in numerous forums, over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
It's kind of growing. I believe it is known for being mostly kind of noble-esque, and having a lot of that noble, earthy, spicy kind of character to it. It's not. This wasn't a hop necessarily designed to be the next Citra, but to be a really good option for those who are making blonde ale and lagers and whatnot. And for me, the way we hopped this beer, for me, I kind of, when it was fresh at least, what I really got was kind of a Fruity Pebbles nose with an incredibly non-Fruity Pebbles flavor. So the flavor to me was much more like Doc described it. I got floral with mostly the beer, the kind of the maltiness of the beer.
Definitely.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with the hop. I actually kind of enjoyed how subtle it was in this day and age of super pungent hops.
Yeah, there's something to be said for those subtle classics.
Yeah, right.
That's a crazy hop.
I really like it.
I like it too.
Fruity Pebbles. That describes it so well.
For sure. Yeah, because it does have that fruity nose to it.
Definitely in the aroma, not in the flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not in the flavor. No, I got the same thing. The Fruity Pebbles thing to me, I think, is a mix of, I've gotten it before. I was using, I believe, an Australian hop called Summer, and it had a very similar character to it, and it was the same grain bill, which had a little bit of victory in it, which to me adds that kind of cereal component, Yes.
It's crazy. That was a good time. I want to do more of these with you.
That was really nice.
That was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you guys liked it because most people complain about the survey.
Well, thanks for brewing decent beer.
All right. Well, that sucked.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if I was saying that during the break or if I said it on the air because those things blur together. But I was like, these are fun to do. I hate it when I'm doing them, but afterwards I look back and I go, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't judge. I hate filling out the score sheet.
Oh, no, the score sheet's the fucking worst part.
I'd much rather have a conversation. Just give me your beer and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
No, it's a great exercise. I mean, I find out what I can pick up in hops and what I can't.
Yeah.
And like you guys got something I didn't. I'm going like, maybe that's the void in my aroma or my flavor wheel.
Well, and like what we try to do on Brewing the Style with the secret beers, trying to guess the style.
Yeah, right.
And that's a good
it's challenging.
challenge
It makes you
too.
really get your brain involved in it, not just your gut feel kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, go ahead,
I think a part of the fun with this project is, if I were to serve a panel of tasters a beer and say, hey, this is a single hopped beer, it's 100% Citra. Oh, I'm coming up with an idea right now. Actually, it's a fully Citra beer. Do the survey and have them do the survey. I think we'd see much stronger trends towards specific directions, right? So like tropical fruit, maybe a little bit of cattiness and some dank. Those are going to be popping like crazy because that's what we've come to expect from that hop. But what we're doing is saying, you have no idea what the hop is. Now what do you perceive? And we intentionally add those descriptors so that you can kind of say, oh, am I missing that? Is that really there? And the idea being that you're going to, as you're taking the survey, that's going to happen to everybody. So it sort of balances itself out.
I like it. Well, we're going to take a break, Marshall, and then we're going to do the triangle test during the break. And we're going to come back and talk about that. Can you hang on for several minutes?
You bet.
All right. Thanks, dude. Before we get out of here, though, I want to tell you guys about Adam and Eve, our longtime sponsor.
Yay.
You're coming early tonight.
Well, with Adam and Eve, everybody does.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, we need those special, things we can't talk about.
That's right. The special things we can't talk about. Go to adamandeve.com right now. No, right now. And for a limited time only, you'll get 50% off just about any one item. When you choose that item at 50% off, don't forget, you'll also receive 3 free adult DVDs plus a free gift that's so exclusive. I messed up my library. You'll get a free exclusive gift. I tried to go back, and then I was like, and then I tried to fix it, and then I talked myself into a corner that I couldn't get out of.
Yeah. But it's exclusive.
We know that.
Yes.
And to top it all off, they will throw in free shipping on your entire order. Which who does free shipping anymore? To be honest, 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, and you get the free Power O vibrating ring.
Oh, nice.
That's back because I was gone for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's back. Plus free shipping. So you get all that kind of stuff and more. Go to adamandeve.com. Use code BNARMY. That's BNARMY at checkout over at adamandeve.com. 50% off, 3 free DVDs, free shipping, and the Power O vibrating ring. Bev, how many of those does Sam own?
All of them.
All of them. So apparently you can't get them anymore because Sam has purchased all of them.
That might be why they stopped offering it.
Does he watch them by himself?
Yeah, to call China, we need more.
He might be. He might be washing them all by himself. All right, we're going to take a quick break here, everybody. We're going to drink some beers. We're going to taste them. We're going to do another survey, and then we'll be back with Marshall from Brulosophy.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support. Like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and a Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com. Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star Sand, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today. Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on 2 gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy. If you work in retail sales, the restaurant industry, or are a new craft beer enthusiast, or you know someone who is, you have got to check out Beer 101. Beer 101 is an online course created for anyone wanting a quick introduction to the vast world of craft beer. Beer 101 covers the history of beer, brewing ingredients and processes, vital stats like ABV, SRM, IBU, and gravity, styles, tasting, glassware, and pairing beer with food. The Beer 101 course is offered by the Brewers Association at craftbeer.com. Also home to the truly awesome Beer Style Finder, a visual guide to every beer style. Quickly play with color, bitterness, and alcohol content to interactively explore the entire world of beer styles with a gorgeously designed interface to your favorite beverage. The new Beer 101 course and new Beer Style Finder are only available at craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer.
Segmented, demented, fermented.
It's the session.
Yes, we're back. Thank you very much for sticking with us.
You're welcome.
Speaking of Steel Panther, we were talking about my new favorite artist, Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yes.
Doc, you ever heard Wheeler Walker Jr. before?
Yes, I have.
You have, really?
Yeah.
Look at you being hip.
Hey, I'm
that country
old.
western?
I might be old. I'm not dead.
He's a little country.
He's a little bit rock and roll, too. He's
a little bit gross.
He's a comedian.
Wait, Doc? Are we talking about Doc?
He's a comedian called Ben Hoffman, but he has this country persona called Wheeler Walker Jr. And it's like the cover of the album looks like he's like Hank Williams Jr. and Merle Haggard. He's just kind of he's very explicit, so I don't know. I was talking to Bev about wanting to play a song for you guys, but I don't think I could do it. Like in good conscience, I really don't think I could do it.
Even the Triple F song?
Yeah,
Fighting and Farting?
Yeah, I can't
Guess the third F.
Yeah. Well, so
Friendship?
He has a song called Redneck Shit, and then Beer, Weed, and Coochies. family tree, which is all about wanting to have sex with this person's entire family tree.
Entire. He does not discriminate.
Yeah, that's a pretty good compliment.
Okay,
I want to have sex with every person in your family.
It's not his own tree.
No, it's like, well, presumably. I don't know.
That's even more redneck.
We'll see.
That's pretty redneck.
Eating pussy and kicking ass. I can't play it.
Oh my God! Please play something, please.
Better off, beaten off.
Please play something.
I don't know if I can. Tasty, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, are the lyrics just,
No, the lyrics are
They're foul.
They're like
they're worse.
They're like Steel Panther, but like 10 times
really
more
well.
explicit.
Yeah.
But they're country, so it's okay.
But it's country.
And so you can understand
Is it
them
actually
more.
his country?
It's actually country.
All right, well, people are just going to listen to it on their own.
Play something.
Maybe we'll do it later. I'll think about it. I'll have to think about it.
I'll go with that.
Let's get back to Marshall. Marshall, are you there?
I'm here.
You're a music guy. Are you familiar with Wheeler Walker Jr.?
I thought I was until you started talking about eating pussy, and that's where it got me because I don't think I've ever heard a song about that.
You've never. Well, what kind of music do you listen to?
You
then?
haven't sung about that yourself?
Yeah, you're in Fresno, right?
I do listen to a lot of Eazy-E. So, but besides that.
Besides that, it's yeah. All right. Well,
it's usually like bluegrass these days.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Oh well.
Yeah, you're getting older.
It's all bluegrass.
Plus, I just love the fucking banjo, man.
The banjo's good. Thank you. Doc invented the banjo, so
you're welcome.
There's you and Doc. There's two of you.
In the presence of heroes here.
At least I'm not alone out there.
Excuse me. Before we get into your thing, Marshall. Actually, Marshall, let me hang up on you and call you back because our connection's kind of trash right now.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
He just wanted to hang up on you.
We are going to call him back, right?
No.
Okay.
Just tell him that's what
All right.
Oh, no.
hung up on his ass.
You did that.
And now let's call him back. And go, surprise. All right. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys about craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com was created to communicate the passion, authenticity, excitement, creativity, camaraderie, and the joy of the craft beer community. Plain and simple, craftbeer.com was created on behalf of U.S. craft brewers to celebrate the best of American beer. When visiting craftbeer.com, you can expect to learn all about the aspects of amazing craft brewed beer from America's small and independent producers, not just how to enjoy the beverage in your glass, but also about the individuals and the processes behind your beer. Their goal is to energize and engage craft beer enthusiasts and arm them with the resources to be active and educated appreciators of the ever-expanding craft beer movement. So check it out. If you guys are real craft beer fans, go to craftbeer.com and learn some extra shit, man. It's kind of like what we do on the session, right? We kind of take you behind the curtain, behind the fermenter, if you will, and get the stories behind the beers that you guys are drinking. And that sounds like craftbeer.com is right up your alley. All right, are you back, Marshall?
I love alleys.
Oh, I'm back. Do I sound better?
Well, the connection sounds better.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
You sound the same.
I should have asked that differently.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so during that long break, we had 3 beers presented to us, and it's your classic triangle test, right, where 2 of them are the same and 1 is different. Got that right?
That's right.
Did I screw that up? Okay, no. Okay, good job.
You got that right.
We have one question to answer.
Yours aren't in a triangle, though.
Mine are not in a triangle. No, I was joking to Warren. I was like, "Wow, Bev really is very literal." It said triangle test, and she gave them to me in a triangle.
That's why we love Bev.
That's true.
By the way, on the triangle thing, I mentioned this concept to brewers all the time.
Yeah,
most have never heard of it.
Really?
It's very. That's been my experience as well, Tasty.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Same thing. It's very uncommon. Yeah.
And when they hear about it, they go like, "Oh." I mean, then we could actually tell like who amongst us actually has a palate.
I'm not sure that's.
Oh my God, that sounds dangerous.
Palate left?
But they get it. They get it when they like. It's not like a complicated concept.
Yeah. Well, how would you use it in a commercial brew? Because I would imagine it's hard to have 2, one beer the same and 1 beer slightly different ready at the same time and at the same kind of freshness.
You could doctor it or just use a combination of add another beer to it, so you can detect small nuances in beer.
Okay.
Because then when your sensory panel like convenes and you're deciding whether this lager that finished a day earlier than it used to, it has a problem or not. So you're doing sensory. Well, people that have strong palates, maybe those that can do really well in the triangle, their opinion might weigh stronger than those that don't.
Okay.
Yeah, Sierra Nevada does that. They'll test all the employees' palates.
Yeah.
And then some people don't get asked back to the sensory panels, and others do.
It could be going like the jury duty, like they'll eliminate some people.
Do they
Okay,
get
now you guys are the guys
voted off the island?
See, I
You
think-
don't have good taste. Get back on the bottom.
I've always wanted to do that, like with the BN. I'm kind of, I'm going to be, honest here. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't been asked to help with do more, like cool blends at like Firestone, let's say, or Rare Bear. Some of these places that do this kind of shit, where hey, come on in,
strong palates?
right? Because we're celebrities and whatever, right? Like people know us and who we are, and it might be fun, right?
Okay.
But I think that would happen. Is that we would fuck something up and we would never be invited back.
Oh,
Well, we got asked to the Rare Barrel.
We call that collaboration break.
I was thinking
Rare Barrel
it's about,
asked us.
this cool stuff they're doing that could boom up to the next level.
Yeah.
And then we fuck it up.
And we fuck it up. We're like, I like this one. That's unfermented wort. Yeah, I know. It's great.
Sell it.
That would be amazing. Okay, so we've done them all. We've all done the surveys.
I'm still doing.
Doc is, for some reason, still doing, so don't worry about him. Let's talk about this experiment, Marshall. What happened here?
What happened? Are we done?
What did you do?
Yeah.
Somebody threw some malt, water, hops, and yeast in a bucket, and it turned into beer.
No shit.
Well, let me. So Jake, who's over in the chat right now, he's the contributor who actually brewed this beer. Go ahead. What's up?
No, don't worry about it, Doc. If you hear that tone, just tune him right out.
I want to talk.
I know. I'm sort of thinking like, how much air can I fill until I see his name pop up on the list here? Because I've got the data in front of me.
I don't think you're going to see it.
Yeah, you're never going to see it.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to know? I'm not sure I should say it with Doc still taking the test,
No,
right?
Doc's not going to score.
No, he's not going to do it. So go ahead and just
Okay.
go through.
Well, we could say our picks.
See, there you go, Warren.
Yeah,
yes, let's go through and say our picks. Warren,
Well, Doc, you can record
Doc,
yours.
go first.
No, Doc had 12 minutes to do this, so we're just going to go ahead.
It took us a
He
long
decided
time.
not to do it.
It
So
wouldn't
it's
be fair to him to.
Warren, go ahead and do it.
Well,
What
Doc
did you
should
pick?
say his color first.
I got upset at the first one.
I don't have time for.
Okay.
I don't have time
Green.
for it.
Warren,
Okay, there you go.
you.
Green.
I picked green.
Tasty, go ahead.
Well, they're really, really very similar. When they were like, cold when we got them.
Yeah.
And aroma, exactly the same aroma. It's back and forth, up and down, swirling, smelling myself, smelling you, whatever. And
Smelling you.
no difference. No, I couldn't get any difference. So I went into the tasting thing, right?
Okay.
And, they're still pretty cold. And, I really never could. It was either green or red, and I decided to go red.
Red. Okay. But you were toggling between the green and the red. That was your choice.
Green or red, yeah.
Okay. Blue was right out.
Blue was out. Even though before we started, I chose blue.
Doc.
I'm right there with Tasty because these things smelled the same. I mean, I couldn't discern aroma. I went around 4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah.
And it was exactly the same. I knew I couldn't discern from just the aroma on how this could be different. So I started tasting them. Yeah, I'm with Tasty on red.
You're on red?
Yeah.
I went green. And I agree with you, Tasty. It was very tough going before they warmed up. Yeah. And maybe got a little flat because I kept swirling them and whatever, and it's weird how beer will do that. That shift is like a saturation point where it's like, oh, I can't change, I can't figure out. Bam, it's totally different. Everything opens up. Mm-hmm. I went with Warren. I went with green as being the different one. I feel like green was a little more. I don't know, like hop spicy, or there was a little bit more of like this spicy character in the mid palate there.
To me, I don't know. It tasted a little bit rougher around the edges.
Yeah,
a little more wordy, maybe.
Oxidized. Like it tasted a little rounder. The hops tasted a little older, skunkier kind of thing going.
Yeah.
Huh.
Going back
Fuck.
around again.
Now it might be blue. I'm tasting them again.
No, I'm out already, so I can't. I'm locked in.
This is the hardest one. I think this is the most challenging one for me that we've done. We haven't done like that many.
I'm not happy when they warmed up.
No.
But
go ahead, Tasty. What were you saying?
I'm fine.
Okay.
So, you guys, anything more to add in terms of your
no
things?
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, ready for the review.
All right, Marshall.
Get their drum roll.
Okay, so we've got 2 green and 2 red, no blues, yeah?
Right.
Is
No
that-
blues.
Yes. Okay.
Unless blue's the winner, then I'm going to change my vote.
I said blue.
And then just so we have it on record, Beardy, if I heard you correctly, you sort of preferred one over the other, and it sounded like you were describing the green one as being harsh.
I would have preferred the red over the green. And so
Okay.
I would have preferred red and blue over green.
What about you, JP? Which one was yours?
I had said I said I preferred the green, but tasting through it. Well, I'm not going to change my mind because that's not fair. But at the time,
you can change your preference, mind. I don't care about that.
At the time, I preferred green.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still that way. I know it is harsher. I agree with you. It's a little bit more aggressive, but I think that falls in line with kind of modern hopping. I don't know. It tastes like more of a modern beer to me.
Okay.
Cool.
So, Doc, you notice he's not asking us what we think?
I know.
No, I'm going in order. Beardy was the first one to go.
Oh,
Jason was the second.
right.
I thought we were just
Tasty, I was
trying to
coming to you
find which one
next.
was different.
So- okay, well, since I'm next.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Don't be so sensitive, Tasty. Jeez.
No. I was laughing at how it worked. I don't care about winning or losing. Believe me. I lose enough all the time. It's easy.
Yeah, likewise.
I prefer the red. It's a little more approachable. I think the green's a little more like a warty, kind of a little has like more background flavor than red.
Okay. Did Doc have a preference? Or?
Red, definitely.
Red. Okay, cool. So, so I'm gonna reveal the variable here first. This is one that I've been interested in for a while. So when small batch brewing has become kind of this big thing, that was not meant to be stated that way. So,
go big or
it's become
get
very
the fuck out.
Or brew home.
Yeah, right. It's become really popular though. But you've got a lot of people who are brewing, these 1 or 2 gallon batches on their stove, and all they have are their, 6 gallon buckets or their 6 gallon carboys, whatever it is. And there's this, kind of this mindset out there that says, well, you can't. There's just too much headspace in those fermenters to ferment, a 1 gallon batch in. And so what we were wondering was what the difference would be between a beer, 5.5 gallons of beer fermented in a 6 gallon carboy versus 2 gallons of beer, or I think it was in between 2 and 2.5 gallons of beer in another carboy.
About half as much.
Yeah. And the biggest arguments that we could find against doing that, I think, pretty obviously, is oxidation. That there's just not enough CO2 created to really push the oxygen or to displace the oxygen in the rest of the carboy or the bucket, such that the oxygen wouldn't actually have an impact on the character of the beer.
That's a theory, right?
That's the theory. Of course it is. It might even just be a hypothesis at this point.
Have you ever seen the blow off of a ferment? I mean, there's a lot of gas being created in that
I would
ferment.
think that wouldn't be an issue, but it sounds like there are people out there who think that that's not appropriate.
I mean, you're producing this heavier than air gas, and it's first appearing on the surface of the vessel, and then it keeps filling up, and it's pushing the air out. I would venture to say that within 30 minutes of getting Kreuzen, you've cleared the airspace of all the oxygen, and besides, the beer wants that oxygen.
It's heavier, but the oxygen wants to be in equal parts throughout the entire fermenter.
Yeah.
So I forget, partial pressure of gases. Isn't that the law?
You're asking me. I don't
I'm
even
asking
know.
Marshall.
Oh, okay.
Because I figure he might know.
Okay, good. Thank you.
What Warren is saying is basically what the argument is behind why you shouldn't ferment with that much headspace. Yeah. And one of the big contentions.
And a DO-meter would show that, right? Like when the beer's done?
You'd have to get a really expensive DO meter. Jake, in fact, the guy who brewed these beers, he went and bought a DO meter, and what he's finding is that with relative to that specific meter, it seems to be accurate. But we've got another guy, Malcolm, who works with DO meters, and he was able to borrow a super expensive one, and the readings just aren't. I'm not. I shouldn't be the one talking about this. It's a little bit beyond my pay grade here, but the reality is, like, DO meters, unless you get a super expensive one, it seems like they're not terribly accurate.
All right, so inconclusive, you would say, in terms of that area.
Is super expensive?
Yeah, exactly.
Like $10,000. What's super expensive?
I don't know if you're
30.
in the market or not, but
25.
I don't know. I think they're like $2,000. I think it's it's something like $1,000 or something for like one of the first level nice ones. Again, I'm shooting from the hip here, but
25,000. That's what.
Well, right, yeah, I've seen some at like the $10,000, but you can easily drop 30 on one. So that's why I'm wondering if you have to get to the 30 level in order to even rely on.
Now
the
you're
readings.
talking, yeah,
right.
Again, I really don't know. I'm going off of what these guys have been talking about lately. With they're mecking around with the low oxygen brewing stuff right now. So,
so that's so in terms of any difference, that would be caused by the possible higher oxygen content during the ferment, during the whole ferment, not just at the end.
Well,
and the aging and everything, right? Because it didn't get all evacuated.
Yeah.
Yeah, presumably. I mean, if anytime you have a smaller volume of liquid and you're doing anything to that, it's typically going to happen a bit quicker. So things like it's going to take less time for that amount of liquid to completely ferment out than it's going to take for a 5-gallon batch. Now, it might not be by that much, but so it could be the fact that the surface area was slightly different, or that the actual volumetric pressure that's on the beer during fermentation is different. There's a number of different things that it could be if there is indeed a difference. Yeah.
Well, again, I don't get the science there. If you got a bubbler on top of this thing, the maximum pressure is going to be whatever that bubbler it takes to push that bubbler up. Whether you've got filled to the brim or almost empty.
But so I think you're assuming that it would be just the CO2 was pushing out in equal amounts the oxygen, and I think what's happening is it's kind of mixing together, and oxygen's coming out,
well,
but
I'm
also CO2.
not talking about the gas mixture. I'm talking about the pressure.
Okay.
Pressure at the bubbler would be the same whether the krausen is 6 inches away or 2 feet away.
Yeah.
And that's not what matters.
But I think it's the time, right, for it to fill up. Is that?
Well, I can see
it's
this
just the partial
way,
pressure of gases. It's not a line of CO2 pushing out all of the existing air that was there.
You're saying it's not the same pressure everywhere.
It's mixed. Well, no. There's a partial pressure of gases where if there were 2 oxygen atoms at the top of the carboy, they're going to want to be at opposite ends of the carboy.
But they're getting blown out the top.
But that the whole thing is moving at once. If there's enough that are close enough to the surface, it's not all going to get pushed out.
So you think there's like some sort of like thermodynamics of the air itself?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Well, right, because gas is a fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was more steady than that.
I thought gas was a gas.
Calm.
No, gas is a gas.
Behaves like a fluid.
But what he's saying is it is fluid. It moves. Yes. And so that, like
once I think about it as a liquid, then it makes all sense to me.
Yeah. This idea that
tell
you
us
can
about science, JP.
Yeah, middle school me just fucking exploded. I was like, what?
Wait, what?
Hold on a second. 3 stages of matter. Sorry, Mark.
This idea that you can just displace oxygen with CO2, really what you're doing is you're mixing oxygen and CO2 for the most part. If you're shoving a tube down into your keg or your carboy or whatever it is, what you're doing is you're creating a mix of CO2 and oxygen until you give that CO2 time to actually settle out. I think that's sort of what Warren's talking about. Is that as the beer starts fermenting away, that's creating activity, and that activity is enough to start mixing up the oxygen and the CO2 that's in that fermenter. Such that, it's going to push a lot of the oxygen out, but it's not this linear thing. It's not like there's a plate on top of the CO2 that pushes up.
Right.
And I always assumed that it was, and I don't know why, for no reason other than just that's what makes sense to me.
You sound like most homebrewers.
Guess what?
All right, so
I say that lovingly, by the way.
Sure, I don't.
Yeah.
so I can't take away that the headspace has more oxygen in it because of this, or does it?
I don't know.
It could. We're saying it could. If it does, this is why. But we don't know that it does. Okay.
Well, and our
we didn't test that.
Right. The main thing that we ask is, regardless of the why, can people tell a difference?
Okay. Right. That's fine.
And we're about to find out.
That's where we left the road. That's where we left the main road. We're back.
That's right. We dwindled
if
down
people
that
can't tell the difference, then we don't need to keep talking about it. But if they can, then we need to figure it out.
Hey, they've got the whole gist of this thing there, Warren. Good.
Yeah.
So you guys, because we're talking about this publicly, we're gonna and we're gonna allow you guys to be the last ones who did it. So typically we aim, typically we aim for we got exactly 20, including Doc. So 20 out of 20 people. He told me what he thought, so I'm going to go with it.
Right.
Out of 20 people, 11 people actually correctly responded to this one, which which pushes it right into statistical significance with a p-value of 0.038.
And what was the minimum p-value?
Minimum, well, and that's the thing. I mean, it can be whatever you want it to be, since it's not life or death, really. But we stick with a minimum of, or a threshold of p equals 0.0 or is less than 0.005.
It's all statistics to me. I have no idea.
I see.
Yeah.
There's no
So anything that's lower, if you get a p-value lower than 0.05, that means that enough people more than chance were correct that we can say with some confidence that people can tell a difference reliably, basically.
Thanks for explaining that.
My p-value is 6.
So two of us were right and two of us were wrong.
Wait a minute. So two of us were right and two of us were wrong. That's what Warren said. I didn't say that, unless it's right.
No. Yeah. I'm sorry. So the two people, there were two of you who were right, and two people picked red, two people picked green. The two that were right were the two that picked green.
Yeah, Warren,
hey, we did it.
Those guys are ballers.
What were you right about again? I forget.
We won.
So you guys were able to distinguish the beer that had a lot of headspace, which was the green one. It was basically, like I said, I think about 2 gallons or so. It was in a 6-gallon glass carboy. You were able to distinguish that one from a more standard fermentation volume of about 5.5 gallons in a 6-gallon carboy. Yeah.
But just fucking barely,
and,
man.
But 9 other people. So.
I thought I would have guessed. I mean, I thought there was some sort of oxidation issue in the green one.
Yeah.
And so that would explain it. Maybe that lends credence to the fact that it's not a complete purge. Fermentation doesn't have a blanket of CO2 that then pushes everything out.
Yeah. Well, and get this, Warren. I think you'll dig this. So, of the 11 people who were correct, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the 11 people who were correct said that they preferred the red to the green one. So they actually liked the one that was fermented without the headspace more. So that lends even more credence to the fact that it may not be a huge difference and it may not be a beer ruiner, but it seems like people tend to prefer beers that are fermented with less potential for oxidation or whatever happens when you have a ton of headspace.
Do you ever redo these to get just a different sample?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the first. Go ahead, Doc.
No, he's just laughing. Don't worry.
I'm laughing because you just are so nerdy that you want to do it again.
Hey, can I get the email addresses of the other 9 guys? Those are my people. I want to hang with them. Me and Doc
people who don't give a shit. Yeah.
Trust your own data, man.
Anyway, so you do subsequently do it again. Okay.
So what we'll typically do is
when Jake gets tired of making beer, you have somebody else make it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I've done, right? So what we'll typically do when we do repeats, first off, we always ask that other people repeat it. If you're going to critique it, which is cool, man, critique the shit out of it. We don't care. But if you are going to lay claim to the fact that our data is wrong, just go do it yourself, and I'll publish it for you. I don't care. We'll share it with the world. We're not out here to try to prove anything. And so typically, though, when we go and replicate our own studies, we'll do something slightly different, just to, not only to keep it kind of interesting, but beer is so vast. There's so many different styles and different ingredients, and that if we're going to retest a variable, we figure we might as well do it on a different, using a different set of ingredients or something like that. So, for example, I think the two that we've repeated the most have had to do with fermentation temperature and gelatin fining. Or what gelatin has been compared to different types of post-fermentation findings and whatnot. But like fermentation temperature, we've done everything from ale, hybrid, lagers. We've done an English ale. And so what we really want to figure out is there some sort of a trend? How important is fermentation temperature to make, on a homebrewing scale at least, to making a palatable beer?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Have you done an experiment on just fermentation or fermenter geometry? Because obviously doing a partially full carboy is different than doing a full carboy, but where the headspace is roughly the same, but one is shallow and wide and the other is tall and skinny.
Yeah, we've done the struggle with that is that for the most part, what that would require is that we'd have to find fermenters made of the same material, of the same volume, that are different geometry, which has been a difficult thing for us to do. We have compared different types of fermenters, and at first the idea was kind of a fermenter geometry thing. So, for example, we've done glass carboy versus a stainless brew bucket, or a plastic carboy, but there's no way really to tell whether what caused the difference was geometry or material that the fermenter is made of, or the half-gallon volume difference or whatever it is. So that's kind of the struggle with geometric or fermenter geometry experiments.
What?
I know.
Yeah. Have you done one involving fermenting in a corny keg?
Yeah, we've done plenty.
Really? What do people? What's the? Give me the cliff notes on that one.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
No, you need to know these things, Marshall.
This is actually the one we published last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I mean,
we did a corny keg versus a glass carboy.
Okay.
Yeah, and what we found here, out of 29 tasters, we needed 15 to achieve statistical significance, and 16 were capable of accurately identifying the unique sample, suggesting that they could tell a difference reliably.
Of course.
16 out of 29 people, yeah.
I've always known this.
Which do they prefer?
Let's see here. A brief comparative evaluation of only the 2 different beers was completed. The carboy fermented beer was preferred by 6 of the tasters, so 6 of the 16. 3 liked the keg fermented beer more. 3 had no preference despite noticing a difference, and 4 felt there really was no difference between the beers.
So carboy wins.
Call it a carboy.
I guess
yeah.
More people strongly preferred it.
Right.
Yeah.
More people gave a shit.
Mm-hmm. Preference is a tough one for me. I'll be honest. The only reason I include that question is because when we really started kind of honing the survey, the people who were reading this stuff at the time kept asking us, "Well, can which one did people like more? Which one did people like more?" And I my conviction is that preference is wholly subjective. If you serve, for example, we little analogy. We had one of our guys, Greg Foster, took a whole bunch of Pliny the Elder, super fresh Pliny the Elder. I think it was bottled 2 weeks ahead of time. Took it to a club meeting. They were all covered. All the bottles were wrapped. And he did an experiment where he had club members compare or evaluate the fresh Pliny to slightly over a month old Pliny to see if they could tell a difference. And they did it. I forget what the results were of that experiment. But the funny part was they weren't all that excited about the beers. And there's this phenomenon that seems to occur when people are hyper evaluating something where their ability to enjoy it kind of goes down a little bit. And so the funny part, and we see it all the time. I'll serve 15 people in my garage an experiment, and I'm pouring out leftover samples. And then I pour them a pint of the same exact beer that they were doing the experiment on, and they pound it. And this is great. I really enjoy this. But there's just something about when you're hyper-focused on potential flaws and the good stuff and whatever else it might be that seems to cause us not to like it. And so
your brain doesn't have enough power to focus on enjoyment of the beverage.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so the funny
belch.
I feel like mine has too much.
Too much.
Too much power to enjoy it. Yeah.
Much power to you enjoy it so much.
I'm used to finding flaws in everything, so I'm like, I can't enjoy anything.
Flaw man.
Yeah. Oh, you and my wife.
I didn't think you were that short, Marshall. I just just mentioned that.
So
he has tiny hands.
The end of this Pliny experiment, he goes and he starts pulling the labels off or his covers off of these beers, and everyone sees that it's Pliny, and of course they're clamoring to get their hands on a sample of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And there's this
silly monkey.
It's that right there that keeps me doing this stuff, because it's fascinating to me, the psychology behind what we think we like and what we actually like, and so anyways, that's a long story.
IPA.
What'd you say?
I said I like IPA. I only drink IPA. It's like, sure you do. Just drink this,
right,
and you'll like it. Oh, I do like it. What's this? Not IPA.
Yeah,
I do at the pub so many times.
Just keep doing IPA.
Yeah.
What's this, IPA?
That is a funny experiment, though, because we are as beer geeks, we are sort of conditioned to get the thing the Holy Grail, right?
Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just, there's something to me that I find interesting about kind of, lifting the veil a little bit. There's something fun about that. And I think we're a humble enough hobby to be able to sit here and kind of laugh at ourselves a little bit. And that's what, I'm not only laughing at myself, but all you guys too. So
yeah.
Wait, you're laughing at us?
We've rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
No, not you guys.
A lot?
Quite a few.
Oh.
Probably too many.
JP is rubbed.
That's true. Yeah, that is funny, man. I mean, we've all said it. Everyone says it. Every once in a while an article writes where, hey, look, there's better double IPs out there than Blighty, and you don't have to wait in line for them. But that's also part of the the fun is the chase of the beer, right?
Enjoyment.
Part of the lore of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fishing isn't about catching the fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's why so many men get in trouble in their midlife. Yeah. It's the thrill of the chase, man. You got to go after it. Yeah. Maybe that's why there's so many men in craft beer. Maybe that's why there's more predominantly men than women.
I hated the chase. That was the worst part.
Because it chased you. You didn't chase anything.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I was more running.
Yeah.
I hated the run.
Yeah, you hated you hated being involved in the chase.
Yeah, right.
You done got caught. That's what happened.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get let go of. That's what happened.
Hey, Marshall, I don't know if we'll have time, but last time you were on, you gave a great explanation of how hazy beer becomes hazy.
Shit!
During the fermentation, when you add the hops, and you use all those big terms and stuff like that. You'll save me from having to go back and look at that again?
Yeah,
no problem.
Tell me again right now.
Just for the record, though, I did not bring this up. So please do not email me or Warren.
Yeah.
I did not do this. We did not do this.
So Tasty, are you asking him to dumb it down?
Feedbackers. Go ahead, Marshall. Sorry, I had a PSA there.
So, well, I think that's a good question, Tasty. And the reality is that I hate when I say the reality is, but
it's the best knowledge or something.
We have been. So okay, I'm gonna give a little timeline first because I feel like I need to justify myself here. I started off in the Jason camp, the solidly JP camp of if you can't make your tasty juicy beer clear, there's probably a problem with your process. I started off there. I will admit that because I love clear beer. I live on the West Coast. Whatever it is, blame it on what you want. And then I went to the conference, the homebrew conference last year, and I partnered with Ed Coffey, who is from Ales of the River Wards. He has a really popular online New England style pale ale recipe that he brewed for a collaborative experiment with us. And I drank those beers, and they were really good. And then a couple days later, one of the cool dudes at the conference shared with me a whole bunch of the popular, impossible to get New England style IPAs on the West Coast, and a lot of them were good. Some of them weren't very good, in my opinion. And so I kind of got this bug in my head of we need to figure out what's making these hazy, because I wasn't picking up. I wasn't, hops weren't sticking to my teeth. I didn't have that weird grittiness that you get when you drink, a yeasty beer. So I wanted to try to figure out what it was. And I think the last time we talked, Tasty, we had done an experiment on flaked oats, and in fact that was the one you guys did on the show, I believe. And it was non-significant, so whether 18% of the grist was flaked oats or not didn't make a difference in terms of flavor, aroma, or mouthfeel. Well, the following weekend after we talked, I brewed another batch, and the idea behind that one was to test out this idea of biotransformation, and I believe that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Say that again.
Yeah.
Talk transformation.
Say it again. Throw that
beer,
into
baby.
Adam and Eve.
Beer has arrived and it can biotransfer. Come on. Beam us up, Scotty.
Really simply put, biotransformation is the conversion of hop terpenoids when in the presence of certain hop oils. Sorry.
Tasty's biotransforming in his pants right now.
Yeah, his biotransformation is about to come out all over Warren.
I feel like I found religion here.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm preaching on the.
Go back and repeat that one more time. Go back to the biotransformation. Good. Biotransformation is.
Basically what happens is in the presence of certain yeasts, purportedly, certain yeast, certain hop compounds, these terpenoids, these kind of oily things, can convert from one thing to another, but only in the presence of that yeast. So they're not originally present in the hop itself or in the hops. So I believe the most common one that people are talking about lately is linalool being converted into what's called citronol or citronolol or something like that. It basically takes this kind of flowery thing and turns it into a really orangey, juicy, character. Mm-hmm. And the way you accomplish that is by adding hops at high Kreuzen, essentially. So during active fermentation, that's the time where the yeast has the opportunity to really interact with the hops. And so what we did is I designed an experiment to test out biotransformation to a standard or West Coast style dry hop, I guess. We have to call it something nowadays. And so what I did is I brewed one batch on a early Saturday morning, and that was the regular dry hop batch. And then 2 days later, because that's makes up the difference. 2 days later, I made the exact same beer. Everything about it was exactly the same, and pitched it with the same amount of yeast, all that stuff. And then I dry hopped each at the same time, which meant that one was dry hopped at high Kreuzen, while the other one was dry hopped at the very end of fermentation. There was actually very little Kreuzen left on top of the regular dry hop one. And then I let them finish out, and they were kegged at the same time. It was a pain in the ass weekend because 2 brew days in one weekend. But
yeah, dude.
Tell me about it. Totally sucked, and it left me with 20 gallons of beer that I didn't really want to drink. But I have a neighbor who really likes this style. So anyways, so yeah, we did that, and I ended up serving that to 28 different people in the experiment, and a total of 11 of them got it. Were able to identify the unique sample, but in order to achieve statistical significance, we would have required 15 people to get it right. So it wasn't significant. So from that experiment, it provides a little bit of I wouldn't say proof, but it gives a little bit of evidence that maybe biotransformation isn't all there is to the New England style IPA, if indeed the New England style IPA is, its own thing. It's his own style. Is actually that unique. So we've done some yeast experiments that have come back non-significant. We've done some other things as well. So the next one is to kind of combine everything, use the same exact recipe, but change, water chemistry, yeast type potentially, dry hopping timing, all that stuff, and to compare it to the same recipe but West Coast, brewed with a West Coast process, and see if people can even tell those apart. So
great. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's. I feel like Tasty needs to go out and have a cigarette.
Tasty
now.
Finished.
Yeah.
Wow, so that was great. It's just exactly what I was looking for, Marshall. Thank you.
That's exactly. You hit the spot, man.
Spot there.
His morning drink tomorrow is going to be so good.
I've just been waiting to do that. So.
Well, it was good for you. I'm glad to hear it's good for you as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was terrible for me, but sometimes you have to sacrifice.
Tasty was terrible. For
yeah.
Sometimes.
To get with the bet.
Well, Marshall, you did it again, my friend. You gave us some shit to think about, and you gave us some beer to drink. And then you made Tasty do the jerk-off motion in the air, and that's always good when he can move that fast. Yeah. It makes us question the death pool over and over again.
Yeah. Right. That's how you know it's a Monday.
You're right. That's true. That's true.
All Wednesdays to me.
Where can people find out about all your good stuff, baby?
Yeah. You head over to Brulosophy.com. That's BRULOSOPHY.com. Like JP said at the beginning of the show, we're starting a podcast. You can check that out. It's on most of the places where podcasts are available. And this is basically all we do is just this sciencey, nerdy bullshit. So
are there already episodes out? Because I recommended it to somebody today. Not sure if that would actually be something to listen to.
You recommended the intro, come listen to our podcast and subscribe now episode. So that's okay.
Yeah, well, there you go. You got one listener.
It sounded good. I hope it's good. So far, the 0 episodes you put out have been amazing. Keep up the good work.
So off the record, 50,000 in the first 2 weeks. That's good listening, right?
That's good listening. But what were your actual numbers?
On the good scale,
Our actual numbers, I think we're pushing like 3,200 in the last week.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Hey, thanks for a episode 0. I'm hoping that's okay. I have
Nice.
It's not bad, my friend. All right, thanks a lot, Marshall. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thanks for having me on.
All right, cheers.
Peace.
Later.
Late. There's Marshall, and you heard it here first. I'm his brother.
Well, and so is this the last time we're having him on now that he has his own podcast?
Fuck yeah.
Pretty much, yes.
Get the fuck out of here, Marshall.
Adios, amigo.
Yeah. you just fucking talked yourself right out of a spot.
Marshall
baby.
who?
Hey, lay off our advertisers, okay?
Don't go poaching some shit.
That's right. We're talking about here.
Marshall,
We got guys.
I'm gonna fuck him up. Let's go to Fresias and beat his ass.
It's not up to us.
It's not up to us.
It's up to Vivo.
Yeah, we don't want to do this, Marshall.
Yeah. But what we want to do is tell you about Great Fermentations. Because they are giving away a free homebrew ingredient kit for 15 years. What? Really? They're giving away a free homebrew ingredient kit for 15 years and a Blickman Brew Easy all-grain brewing system.
Maybe it's their 15-year anniversary.
Just go to greatfermentations.com/giveaway and enter for your chance to win. It's a huge prize, a $10,000 retail value. Compliments of Great Fermentations. The grand prize announcement will happen on Saturday, June 17th, which is that NHC?
That's after NHC, isn't it?
Or it's during
it sounds a bit like it right there.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Also, they're doing random giveaways every 2 weeks leading up to the close of the competition. Items include a conical temperature controllers, the new Blickman Riptide brew pump, and more. It sounds like they're giving away some heavy shit, man.
Yeah.
As always, you'll get top-notch customer service and same-day shipping on many items. GreatFermentations.com/giveaway. Be sure to like them on Facebook at GR8Fermentation, and you can find them on Instagram and Twitter like that as well. Free homebrew ingredients for 15 years.
That's a long time.
And a Brew Easy all-grain brewing system.
Wow.
Pretty dude.
And you get to win for them being around so long.
That's true. I love it, man. That's really great.
All good.
I like that kind of shit. All right, we're going to take a quick break here real fast. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to Dave Malalavar.
Oh, boy.
From Flat Tail Brewing Company, because he's doing some weird fundraising thing which involves him, beer, and a motorcycle.
Oh, boy.
It's The Session. Hang on. We'll be right back.
To the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending Mash and Boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to brews their vast selection. With over 20 years of experience making world-class craft beer and more than 100 gold medals in international competitions, Moylan's Brewing Company is not just a pretty face in craft beer. Just ask Brendan Moylan.
What do we got here? The beer of the hour. Moylan's, gotta love that big M. It's like a sign of awesomeness. Woo-hoo! It's got an extra kick to it. Let's pour this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moylan's. The end of the night when the kids are finally in bed, the wife's in bed, nobody's bothering your ass anymore. That's Moylan's time. Moylan's is for you. Yeah. It's to help you out. Yeah. It helps me out. What? Well, because it's freaking awesome. Northern California brewed. It's brewed with love. With love? Oh, yeah. Tremendous. And it's always best where? Moylan's. You gotta try it. On tap at Moylan's in Novato. They're friggin' awesome. Not only because I own the brewery, because I love the beer. Cheers! Boom.
Kilt Lifter Scotch Ale takes big beers to a whole new level with rich malt balanced perfectly with delicate hops, and now comes in 4-pack tall boy cans so you can take the party on the go. Or come to the brewery, take a tour, and try any of Moylan's fresh creations right from the source. Check them out at moylans.com.
BN Army, have you heard the latest at Hop Tech? Since Hop Tech has doubled in size after a huge expansion, Jade and Roberto can stock even more of the best quality homebrewing supplies and equipment. Over 60 kick-ass varieties of hops and malts, monster truckloads of quality brewer's yeast, including White Labs, Y-yeast, and multiple dry yeasts. They even have all grain systems from Grain Fathers and Ruby Street Brew Systems, thanks to Jade, the brand new all-grain brewer. And don't forget about their 10% discount to all BN Army members. Jade and Roberto are waiting for you and all of your brewing questions over at hoptech.com. Hoptech, totally not sucking since 1983.
Hey guys, what'll it be?
I'm not sure. What do you recommend?
A lot of people seem to like the Hefeweizen.
Is that a German Hefeweizen or more of an American-style wheat beer?
I'm not sure, but I can give you a taste.
Okay, great.
The Cicerone Certification Program certifies and educates beer professionals in order to elevate the beer experience for consumers. Unfortunately, not every bar is staffed with certified beer servers who can guide their customers through a beer list.
Here you go, guys. Let me know what you think of the Hefeweizen.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely more of an American meat. But I can hardly tell because this beer just smells like sour butter. I wonder how long it's been since they cleaned the draft line.
Yeah, and look at the bubbles on the side of the glass. It's filthy.
Somebody should tell these guys about the Cicerone program.
For sure. How about we head somewhere else for another beer?
Your server should give beer the same respect you do. Request quality. The Cicerone Certification Program offers 4 levels of beer certification, in-person classes, and course books for beer professionals. Check them out at cicerone.org. The Cicerone Certification Program. We know beer.
Hey, this is Julian Trego from Beechwood Brewing, and you are listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
We're back. Thanks for hanging on, everybody. And we're back. Thanks for hanging on, everybody. Gotta turn my mic off.
Yes.
Or on.
Or both.
Or both, yeah. Well, see, now that Doc's not here, I don't feel pressure to play some Wheeler Walker Jr.
Oh, you were thinking about it?
I was kind of thinking about it because I'm a sucker for peer pressure, but
I mean, I think it's worth listening to.
I don't know. Maybe later.
I only know one of his songs. Well, yeah, one of his songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one's worth listening to.
Well, what you don't know about is something called the Growler Chill. It's a new thing over on Kickstarter. They're trying to raise some funds. Go to Growler Chill, just how it sounds, growlerchill.com. They have blown past their requested amount on Kickstarter. They're doing really well, and they're trying to get as many last-minute sign-ups as possible. What it is, it's a household countertop tap system that fits standard growlers. It holds 3 growlers at a time, keeps them cold and fresh for weeks, and on tap right at home. So it dispenses via CO2. It's compatible with both 64-ounce and 32-ounce growlers.
Oh, nice.
It keeps them cold also. Obviously free from oxygen, dark, and it keeps them under pressure, which is, you guys know, is key in dispensing beer out of anywhere, but especially with growlers. That's the problem with the growlers. You open it up, and you have one, and then you put it back, you put the cap on, oxygenated, flat, doesn't keep.
You gotta drink it, lose 3.
Yeah, you got to drink it the same day.
Yeah, for sure. You can save $40 off the standard retail price by pre-ordering yours on Kickstarter through 2/28. So today's the last day, literally the last day.
Well, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is literally the last day. Tomorrow. Read more about it, growlerchill.com. Check it out on Kickstarter. Yeah,
your own fact checking as we go.
It looks like a cool. It looks like a cool little unit, man.
Yeah,
it looks like it solves the problem with growlers. The downside
solves the problem with growlers.
You think they can be glass or stainless? Maybe they got to be.
I think it can be anything. Because if
there's some pressure involved.
Well, because if the carbo can handle the pressure, or the growler can handle the pressure that's in it, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's not a ton of line restriction,
and I bet you can't dispense it over a certain amount. Like you probably can't crank it to 20
right
psi.
It holds 3, right?
Yeah, it holds 3 at a time.
Well, you can have a nice little party, right? You can have like 4 buddies over.
Yeah.
Get your $3 from 3 different breweries at the same.
Hang out
last week. Accumulate them for the party, and then you can pour them. It's great.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. You know what's even better than that?
What?
Oh, you were talking? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
What's better than that is I cut Bev off, and now we have our special friend, Dave Malarva.
He hung up on you.
Hey,
Sorry,
everybody.
Dave.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, it's okay. I like talking to Bev better, but I guess I can deal with it.
That's fucked up.
Hey, you can go back to talking to her.
I'm much nicer.
We can
and
hang up
prettier.
on you.
Oh, that wouldn't be very friendly.
No, that wouldn't. How you doing, man? You had you were brewing today. You were canning today.
Yeah, big old cannon run today, and of course, everything worked perfectly and nothing broke.
Sounds like canning.
It sounds like the story of your life. Everything goes perfectly and nothing breaks.
And then I don't go home and cry myself to sleep at the end of it all.
Speaking of perfect, Dave and I's collaboration.
Yeah.
I saw a rating on Untapped earlier this week.
Oh, yeah?
Whoever it was said,
What?
love the banana, love the clove aroma. It's perfect! Exclamation point. 4 out of 5.
Wait, for the collaboration we did like 3 years ago?
Yeah. It's perfect! 4 out of 5.
Wow. That's a fresh keg.
Yeah. But people still like it.
Was banana appropriate for the style?
Well, it's a Weizenbach,
It was a
right?
Weizenbach.
Oh,
so
shit.
banana and clove.
Okay, I didn't know
yeah.
what they were saying exactly.
Oh, no, yeah, totally
I couldn't
acceptable.
tell the difference between JP and Beardy on the phone. My apologies. I got to reset real quick. Now it's hilarious. I thought you were talking about the collaboration we did for the GABF like 2 or 3 years ago.
No.
Yeah, I was like, are
okay.
you high? Like, you guys just
Well,
collaborated,
yeah.
like...
I mean, but
Oh, right.
for Dave, 3 months is like 3 years.
That's true. He ages 3 years
dog
in 3
years.
months times.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like dog ears with more alcohol.
So perfect 4 out of 5.
Yes.
That sums up the entire problem I have with beer rating sites.
Exactly.
I think they're trash.
Right.
Oh, we get that all the time.
He either doesn't know what perfect
Worst beer
means.
I've ever had. 3 stars.
Yeah, I don't
Best
normally
beer I've
rate
ever
this
had.
style.
3 stars.
1 out of 5.
Why do you guys even look at that stuff?
I look at it to
my
laugh.
favorite rating in the world is like, this is the best Kolsch I've ever had. 2 stars. I fucking hate Kolsch.
Yeah.
I appreciate that review. That's great.
Oh, wait a minute.
There are
That
many
person
times-
probably felt good after that, didn't they? I mean, really.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
They
did.
pressed enter. They go like, yeah, man.
Really helped.
I fucking boned that dude
Fucking
big
amazing.
time. Yeah. So why are we talking to you, Dave? We're talking to you because you're doing something that is actually respectable, and I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm doing something, and it might benefit someone other than myself, which is a concept I struggle with. So,
what are you doing?
May as well blab about it on the radio. What I'm doing is I'm partnering with the awesome guys at the National Brain Tumor Society and also Brew Public. I'm sure a bunch of your listeners have heard the Brew Public blog. It's one of the biggest beer blogs in the nation.
Absolutely.
And the original founder of the blog, Angelo D'Iso, actually was diagnosed with a brain tumor, I believe it was about 4 years ago. And Angelo was kind of one of the first people in the beer blogging biz to really give Flat Tail some love. And he came out, tried our beers, loved them. And when we were still a tiny brewery, he got on the horn and let people know about what we were doing. And he really helped us out. He's done that with not just us, countless breweries. Brew Public has really helped kind of get off the ground.
So it sounds like brain tumors skew your palate then, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes, clearly. Because Oliver, JP, man. God,
That or Dave needs another way to write off his motorcycle that he just bought.
Also that.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Getting to the write-off.
Yeah.
This is shit. So we're partnering with them, and basically the only way I know to raise money is to either do it through alcohol or motorcycling, and it's pretty hard to raise money by drinking yourself to death. So what I'm doing is I'm attempting an endurance touring ride. I'm going to try to make it as many miles as possible in 24 hours with my kind of with my goal being making it from Corvallis to San Diego, and then hopefully another 200 miles back towards the bay in 24 hours.
Where would that end up? Where would you be 200 miles back?
north of L.A.-ish, probably on the side of the road at a rest stop with the tent set up on a picnic table.
At the top of the Grapevine?
Yeah. Hey, I know some people down there in North L.A., dude. They'll help you out.
Yeah, well, there we go. The gist of it, though, is what I'm looking for is for all of you fantastic beer radio listeners to chip in a little bit and match my miles with a pledge. So we're looking for anything from 1 cent a mile to $7,463 billion per mile. That's a range.
Yeah, that's
anything in between.
So, okay, let me get this straight. So in how many miles is that are you planning to ride in 24 hours?
So my really the goal I'm setting as minimum is 1,000 miles.
Minimum.
And and what I'm really going to shoot for is 1,200.
He cray.
So is 1,000 miles from Corvallis to San Diego? Is that
correct? 1,005 miles is basically my house to San Diego at the Streetcar Merchants of Fried Chicken, which is where I plan on ending because they have the greatest fried chicken in the fucking world.
Okay.
And if I ride a motorcycle for 1,000 miles, I better get some goddamn fried chicken.
Will you be eating in between your house and the fried chicken place?
Yes, but unfortunately, I will not be eating fried chicken between my house and the fried chicken place.
But every truck stop
so it doesn't really count.
Fried chicken.
Right. Yeah, living off truck stop sandwiches. So how many miles do you normally ride? Like when you come down here, when you go to San Diego anyway, like how because I know you push yourself to weird extremes.
The last time I went to San Diego, I rode 1,005 miles.
In one day?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the distance from his house to San Diego doesn't change.
Well, but I don't. But I want to know like his average, right? Like I would never drive 1,000 miles in a day. I would never.
Yeah, no. I mean, when there isn't something horrible happening, for example, the last time I came down to San Diego, we had a bit of a family emergency. I had to delay by a day, so I had to make that ride kind of out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
When I plan things ahead of time and don't want to hurt myself, usually, 500 miles is about my max for a day comfortably as far as just what I do without, getting sore or anything like that.
Yeah.
That said, endurance motorcycle riding is kind of a hobby of mine, so I do like pushing myself to that level. And also, one of the concerns that has been raised by some of our fantastic Facebook followers, I do follow all of the IBA safety standards for endurance motorcycle riding. So at any point in the ride,
heavy
if I
cocaine
get tired, right, exactly. If I get tired, I don't go to sleep. I snort a line of cocaine and keep going.
There you go. Okay. I think it's the Hunter S. Thompson guidelines for
personal issue, whether it's physical, bike-related, fatigue, whatever, I will, of course, stop riding. I'm not looking to be passed out in San Diego in the middle of I-5. That's not something I do.
No, and I can read between the lines in saying that even though you hurt, now you can't say this, but I can say it for you. Even though you'll be in pain or you'll be really tired, you're going to keep going until you die, and your bike just shifts into neutral. So promise me, when you're about to pass out, just shift into neutral and then pass out, because I want you to get those extra miles as much as possible
for charity.
Yeah, I'll make sure to wait until someone's got a dash cam on, throw the dab out, and then just into glory.
Yeah.
Or the grill of a passing truck. Either one would be amazing.
It was good enough for Jack
I mean, honestly, I'm really, really going to try to make it the full 1,200. That's not a super easy thing. I've reached out to Procter & Gamble for a Preparation H sponsorship.
Does your butthole get all raw like that, really?
You ever ridden a motorcycle 1,000 miles?
I've never ridden a motorcycle, so I don't know. They look real comfortable.
Then, maybe you should join me.
Imagine 24 hours on a Sibian.
Yeah, but that has lube, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it goes up
my motorcycle.
So you're going to have Preparation H. You're going to have all sorts of stuff. So 24 hours. So you're going to leave 24 hours later. Hopefully, you'll be eating fried chicken in San Diego.
Has Emma taken out
the
extra
hope
life
is I'm
insurance?
eating fried chicken in like 14 to 16 hours. If it takes me 24 hours to get to San Diego, then I'm in trouble.
Oh, really? Okay.
24 hours is just a time limit.
Okay.
That's not how long I expect it to take me. No, riding straight for 24 hours, that would be a little crazier than even I'm willing to do.
You couldn't do it.
I'm not saying, well, okay, now I'm going to do it. All right, I get to ride 24 hours straight.
24 hours.
Yeah, what
I
a
think
pussy.
safety certainly becomes
Why
an
do you
issue at
guys
that
make
point.
fun of me?
How many
I wanna
insurance
make you
policies has Emma taken out on you?
Oh, so many.
I feel like this is her time to cash in.
Can we get in on that too?
Yeah. Can we take a
We're
policy
looking
out on
for a
you?
long shot, or maybe not such a long
This is the
shot.
first time Casey has ever asked to get on someone else's life insurance policy.
I like the collab for sure.
Yeah, you guys should collaborate on life insurance. Take one out on him.
Yeah.
You know,
Last I checked, we were pretty even on the death pool. So
yeah. Well, so I had a brain fart earlier. What size bike are you going to be on?
I'm going to be on my 1200. It's a big old touring bike.
It's a touring bike. Oh, so you got the right wheels for this project. That's good.
Yeah, in the past I've done it on a couple track bikes, and then I did it on my dirt bike last year, and and that's less comfortable.
Who would think?
You're an insane person.
Yeah.
You are an
Something
insane
like that.
person.
So you guys are just getting this now?
So if you hit your 1,200 and you're in North LA and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to keep going. Is that entirely
I'm gonna
possible?
keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother lives in Petaluma, so that's kind of my stretch goal is 1,500 miles.
Okay.
But that would be definitely on the really difficult side of things. Technically speaking, I'd have to maintain a 62.5 mile per hour average, including stops, to do that. And as you can imagine, it's tough to make that number.
Well,
what do you cruise at?
As you being a rule follower, I can totally see that. Yeah. When someone goes, hey, who do you know that follows the rules like to the letter? I go, you know who I think of? Dave Malavolov. That guy doesn't take shortcuts, so I can see what you're saying.
First off, it's Mur.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Have you rigged your Brett fermenter into a pea canister so that way you don't have to stop for pee breaks?
Ooh,
no, but I do have a
do
pea
like a
canister, and I do have a Brett fermenter on the bike.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Are you going to be fermenting
They might
bread
be
or
the
pea?
same vessel.
Yeah, don't confuse the two when you go to drink. So you do have a pea canister. How does that work? Do you have like one of those condoms, whatever those are, with the tube attached to it?
Well, you guys have never used a sneaky leak before?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
We're not rednecks. I keep trying to tell you that.
Okay, rednecks just pee their pants, man. I'm sophisticated.
What's a sneaky leak, dude? What's a sneaky leak?
It's an external catheter, and you just run it down your pant leg into a little boot pee bladder. It's fantastic.
So, like, I don't know how to even say this. For me, at the moment of release of urine, I don't think I would be able to do anything but just stand there and hold my wiener.
Right. Like,
well, you're on a motorcycle.
Like right now, try to pee right now. Just sitting where you are.
I don't think I could.
I'm peeing right now.
Let's go for another hour.
Right now, it's happening.
I bet you could.
I could
think so.
I could be sitting right here.
And he's on that bike.
But like
it's
going,
like shaking everything. It's like,
but like
pressures are building.
I mean, but like going 70 miles an hour. Like, do you pee when you're like fucking lane splitting, or do you just wait till you're like in the slow lane?
You got your
No, man, no.
Like when you died, you just lose all control.
The problem is remembering to not kick your legs up on the highway bars after you've filled the pee bladder. That's really the only difficult part.
Because you'll refill your own bladder, right?
Well,
exactly. It just starts flowing backwards.
This is disgusting.
That's just awesome.
So you start filling your boot.
Yeah.
These are my hobbies.
Wow.
Did you ever cut the cord? Oh, good. Drop that one on the
Yeah, if someone's tailgating me, it's also really convenient.
Yeah, road slick.
Yeah. You'd be spy hunter, too.
Yeah, you think it's appropriate to run your windshield wipers while a motorcycle's behind you, huh? Check this one out.
So is this how you're getting to the Springfest?
Yeah, it actually is.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be riding from Corvallis to San Diego, and then back to Petaluma the next day, and the day after that, I'll be doing a promo at Beer Rev in Oakland and doing ride-alongs all day, and then the day after that is Spring Fest. And then after all of this insane motorcycle riding, I get to relax by riding my motorcycle home on Sunday.
Can you take a life insurance policy out on your friend?
You make a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
You can.
Somebody else
can. They'll take a questionnaire like, what do you do, skydiving, 1,000-mile, motorcycle trips?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, check.
Yeah.
Premiums would be high, but hey.
They actually didn't ask me about motorcycles when I did my life insurance policy.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have an accidental death rider on there, too? That'd be great.
That'd be great.
That'd
be great if it paid out.
That double down on that.
You do make bad. What is wrong with you? I guess you're
many things.
I guess you're just grinding. You're just trying to grind it out and make it work.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sure, something like that. Plus, I mean, there's just something really satisfying about doing something that sucks ass for like 18 hours in a row and then getting to the end of it.
Yeah, and then doing it again, but not getting paid for it.
And then doing it.
Yeah. He wants us to do a Dave Marliave memorial ride from Corvallis to San Diego
in memoriam
next year.
Yeah. But we
eventually, whether it's this year or next, I'm sure you guys will be planning that at some point.
How do you plan on staying awake? Like just tons of coffee, or are you a Monster energy drink guy, or
No,
like the aforementioned cocaine
magic
balls?
sack of juice. I take a 3-liter platypus bladder, like you'd use in a like a Camelback style kind of bladder.
Bladder out.
Yeah.
And it's a proprietary blend of energy drinks, Gatorade, and Pepto-Bismol. And it just does great. You just suck on that thing all day and you're good to go.
You have a catheter, Anna? You have a number 1, number 2 exit? What do you?
Yeah.
I see.
Don't mix
in and out, baby. It's full circle.
That's disgusting.
I'm a holistic kind of guy.
You're something.
You got something on every hole.
Well, preferably not every hole.
So are you going to have food? You going to have food in your saddlebags, or you going to stop at truck stops? Or
so that's kind of part of the.
He's going to tape granola bars to the inside of his teeth.
Damn it, Chase.
You're going to have sponsors help with the food. Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
I actually have my wife on the back of the bike, and she's going to bird all of my food to me. She's just regurgitating it to me as I ride. That's her job.
I'm not going to lie, that's kind of hot.
That's love.
I can't even.
I'll let you work that out on your own.
Are you going to have a trail team?
Yeah.
No. That's a fun story.
Let me guess. Hold on, let me guess. He had one, and he had commitments, but they backed out at the last minute because it's Dave.
No, right. They'll back out in 2 months.
Well, not quite.
Okay.
They never signed up in the first place.
Okay.
So I started this project quite a while ago, many months ago, and as you guys may remember from my last motorcycle project, people were really excited at the beginning, and then once they realized they had to do things and stuff, they kind of weren't so excited. So I started reaching out to every motorcycle riding brewer I knew and kind of saying, hey, would you be willing to put down some serious miles to do this fundraiser? And a lot of the feedback I got was like, well, how about we do 100 miles? And
whoa!
My point was kind of like, we're asking people to give money, and not just a little bit of money, but serious money. And if I go to someone and I say, hey, will you match my 100 miles with $1,000 because I'm having a great 2.5-hour motorcycle ride? that doesn't really. That's like, hey, I'm going to go bowling. Will you give me $500? No, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
there has to be some effort on the side of the rider in order for it to work. And the only 2 breweries that were willing to actually put in over 500 miles, to their credit, were Boneyard. Tony and his crew of Boneheads were down to do it.
Great crew.
And then Melvin Brewing had a couple volunteers. The problem with Melvin is they're in fucking Wisconsin, so they would have to basically ride the entire fundraiser.
Right.
Or Wyoming, whatever, same shit.
Yeah.
Starts with a W in a state that no one cares about. So just logistically, it was going to be more difficult to do it with the group than without it, because the group was me and Boneyard and Melvin.
Right.
So I just decided to kind of solo the whole thing. So, no, I will not have support. I'll be leaving Corvallis at around 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll hope to hit San Diego before 10 p.m., and hope to be done with the whole ride before 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
So you'll be going through L.A. right at rush hour?
Yeah, I did that last time. I actually caught the Trump protest that closed down I-5.
Oh, that's good. That protest did a lot, too, by the way.
So they're still protesting.
You know, the karmic irony of posting something on Facebook about Trump and then getting stopped after being on a motorcycle for 16 hours straight by an anti-Trump protest, it at least gave me a chuckle.
So, what are you going to? Have you made sure the this magic orgasmic fried chicken place is actually open when you get into town
at 10?
They are open.
That would be amazing if you're.
I have not asked them to specifically save chicken for me. But, my motivation to make good time is really to get there before they run out of chicken. That is my primary motivation.
You might
also
just tell them. I would reach out to them and just tell them, like, hey,
I will.
Yeah,
I'll
good.
be hitting them up for money, too. So, speaking of which, you guys gonna donate?
You gotta talk to Justin, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you're on air, and I mean, this would be an inopportune time to say you're not going to donate to the cause.
I'm not saying email charity dude at thebrewingnetwork.com.
Yeah, if it bounces back, don't worry. We still get a copy.
I will throw into the life insurance policy.
How can other people who have money actually donate to this?
So, unfortunately, we do not have a really convenient, easy URL to send people to. But what you can do...
You're like the Bad News Bears of life.
I know. I knew you guys would like that. So if you have a third-grade education and can manage to Google National Brain Tumor Society Team Brew Public. If you Google that, it'll go to the Team Brew Public site, and then you can just click on my name, Dave Marlioff, as a donor, and you can donate money.
National Brain Tumor Society Team Brew Public.
Yes.
All right. See?
Correct.
And you didn't think I passed third grade, Warren.
Our first ever donor to this was the BN Army's own Peter Munoz.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
very
first
Peter.
donor.
Yeah.
Oh, Thank you, Peter, very much.
Nice job. I guess. I don't know. Congratulations.
How did you do that without listening to the show yet?
Time travel.
Oh.
Well, unlike you, he pays attention to my Facebook feed, JP.
Wow. First of all, that was Warren. Second of all, wow.
Oh, yeah, I totally pay attention to your Facebook.
You guys seriously sound the same on the phone, I swear to God.
Well, Dave Malava, thank you very much. I suggest loading your MP3 player with a lot of Wheeler Walker Jr.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually got the complete works of Ween loaded up, and I think that's all I need.
You need some Wheeler Walker Jr.
Not on random.
Just gonna tell you
I'll
that.
toss that in for my victory drive home.
Yeah, take a victory lap. Listen to redneck shit.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for coming on and telling us about it. I sincerely, hope that you arrive on time and in one piece, and that you depart and exist for at least a few more years.
Yes.
I also hope to not die in a fiery ball of metal and oil.
I think if you were to die, it wouldn't be a fiery ball. It'd be more like a doughy lump slumped over and then getting skidded out underneath a turnip truck or something.
Hey, bro, I've been working on my abs like mad hard, so I'm just saying doughy is not an adjective you should be using right now.
All right.
I don't know. Show me photos or didn't I?
Urine soaked.
I'll send you a dick pic tonight.
All right. Thanks, Dave, and good luck. When do you do this?
guys.
Sorry, when do you do this? Is there a last day to
March
donate?
29th is the ride. So, and if you don't want to do a per mile donation, you just want to throw 10 or 15 or 20 or 5, whatever bucks, you can go to the website and donate right now.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
God bless, David.
All right. See you in April.
Bless you all.
All right, bye.
Good night and good luck.
Goodbye. Oh, hey, Dave.
Oh, just missed him.
You were just going to hang up on him anyway.
Yeah, I was going to do the old, hey, Dave, and then hang up on his ass. I was also going to tell him about the wonder of Beersmith. Go to beersmith.com now, speaking of Googling things, and get your 21-day free trial of Beersmith.
All right.
Everyone uses Beersmith. It's the most comprehensive and up-to-date software you can find out there. We love Beersmith. Beersmith loves us. Beersmith loves you. You should love Beersmith, too.
I love Lamp.
21-day free trial, beersmith.com. That's it, right? We're done.
You did all the live reads?
I have one left to do, but
I have to mention this beer I'm drinking.
Yes.
Melanie O'Donoghue brought in a homebrew that her and her husband Greg made. It's a Janus Brown Ale.
Yeah.
I swear it's one of the best I've ever had.
Nice.
That's when I make mention of that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations, everybody.
Greg's a commercial brewer of it, North Mountain Brewer in Phoenix.
It's on the thing.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Nice job. Who else makes good beers? Drake's.
Oh, yeah.
Our local favorite here in the Bay Area. If you're in the Bay Area, they have two locations. They have the Drake's dealership, and they also have the brewery. And then they have it's like a sprawling thing, too.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a normal brewery. You go to the Barrel House, and they got food out there and all that kind of stuff.
Dealership's great.
Yeah.
And they even have beer on tap here, I think, tonight.
Drake's does?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. 1,500, really?
That too.
Yeah.
That must have just gone on, because I didn't see it.
No, it was on.
No,
It's
it was
on.
on.
Oh, you're bad. You're bad. It was on yesterday.
Really? Oh, I didn't come here yesterday.
No,
Come
but
on.
you should have one before you go.
Yeah.
I will. I've been drinking the Society. We already talked
Excellent
about that.
beer.
Yeah, that's a good beer.
Yeah.
So I guess I just.
This is a great tap.
I
It was
didn't
going to
notice
happen.
it. Yeah.
I was drinking
Sometimes you see a
Coachman.
beer and you just you never get that.
Yeah, but Drake's, good people making some good beer. So if you're in the area, definitely visit them. And if you're out of the area and you see them, give them a shot, man. They make some good beer. I like those guys. Okay, we don't have a Twitter game to do.
No,
that's my fault, sort of. I guess. Actually, it's probably just Warren's fault.
I'll take the blame. My phone is dead. It said battery critically low.
It's critical.
Let's
get critical.
Yeah.
But anyway,
world problem.
yeah, you guys know all the plugs. Thanks to Marshall from Brulosophy.com coming through
yeah, he's right,
and doing that whole beer experiment thing that he does. And this is the rare time we had two beers. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dave Malavova for coming on. Go do the National Brain Tumor Society or something like that. Team Brew Public.
Brew Public.
You guys will find it, and support Dave. Maybe I'll dig up some money, and I'll tell Jay to throw some hard-earned BN money at him because it's a good cause.
Yeah,
it's a good cause. We like supporting each other in these times of need.
And thanks, More Beer.
Yeah, thank you to More Beer, of course. Thank you to Tasty and Warren for sticking out the rest of the show.
Sure, why not?
Doc decided to leave. He goes, I'm leaving. It's for the best. I go, all right. Godspeed, young man.
Those when the tap is on.
Godspeed,
He has to work tomorrow.
All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Be as great as his cherry